Yo! What's going on, everybody? Welcome on in to episode 8 of the KoppsCast. Welcome, friends. And it's going to be a really, really fun one. If this is your first time here, welcome. We play a lot of RPGs here, sometimes a variety of other stuff. And here, every other Thursday, we do these interview podcasts where we have a different content creator on, give them a highlight, give them some love. Some folks that I really love what they're doing, what they're putting out, and yeah, just looking forward to picking at their brain and just have a really good casual chat, you know. Yeah, welcome on in, everybody. We've got a bunch of the Gamers Haven fam in here. I can tell. Vidge is in here, Dub's in here, Cheryl's in here, Nick's in here. What's going on, everybody? It was already before we even. Or right when we went live, we were already having pizza debates already. We will get there. We will get to that point. But yeah, how y'all doing today? Nerdy ate it during the charity stream after hitting a certain dono goal. Nice. That chart's perfect. Thanks, Dub. Yeah, dude, I figured I had to be festive today, you know? We have the pizza aficionado, you know, the pizza expert. So what better? I mean, I always got to wear a button up. That's the thing. Whenever I do these, I have to dress up a little bit. And what better way than to have a Hawaiian shirt? So, but Deadpan's in here. What's going on? All pizzas equal except for Hawaiian. I will. So I am a pineapple. Of course, I'm a pineapple guy. I don't mind Hawaiian, but I definitely prefer, pepperoni with pineapple or bacon and pineapple, but whatever. Very profesh. Try my best, Jax. Welcome on in, everybody. See, I feel like, and that's gonna be this whole chat today. Before we even get to the real pizza debate, it's just gonna be back and forth in chat. I can already tell. But anyway, so we got really fantastic guest for you today. She's a blogger, she's a streamer, she's incredibly entertaining, she's very electric. It's always an amazing time hanging out with her on her channel, and yeah, I really can't wait to jump into this with her. She's just fantastic human. Has really she has a record collection that rivals my own. And she plays a whole lot of indies and reviews a bunch of them that you might not have heard of, and that's gonna be really fun to pick out her brain for that. So anyway, why don't we welcome her on, shall we? So without further ado, here's NerderSheWrote. Nerder.
Hi.
Welcome on in.
Are we live?
We are live. You're on right now.
Hi guys.
So right when I transitioned you over, Vidge, thank you so much for the 100 biddies. Right. So right when I pull you in, I have a little lame genie riff that plays whenever I have the guest on, but I feel like for you, I have to go to the pew 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 pew.
Wait, we got some new pew pews I can throw in here for you. Pew pew pew.
All the pews.
Yeah, we got some new pew pews.
Yeah, Vidge, thank you so much for the 100 biddies. I really appreciate you. Boozy's in here. Boozy, welcome on in. Rhetoric's in here. How you doing, Rhett?
Rhett,
Whole
Nick,
lot of
Cheryl, Vidge.
Vidge, Nick. Good to see you. Nerder she turders. And yeah, thank you, Boozy. Had to be festive today with my Hawaiian pizza shirt. So
Yeah, he was like, I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt this week, so, and I was like, oh, should I wear something then? And he's like, I mean, you don't have to, like, I don't have a Hawaiian shirt, so I was like, I'll wear leopard print because I guess it's just as loud. But he didn't tell me until just I saw him that it was a pizza Hawaiian shirt.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you have here's the question. Do you have a pizza shirt?
I
Just in general. No.
I don't think I do.
Oh man, we gotta remedy that. We gotta.
I'm like trying to think, or maybe. No, I don't think I do. Is that bad?
Just disappointment. That's all I'm feeling.
Matt just holding the pizza. I'll just like, yeah, this is my outfit. This is my outfit. This is what I wore.
Fake pizza fan.
I'm gonna do this. This is me the rest of the stream.
Nah, you good.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you so much for coming on. This is, like I said, this is episode 8 of the KoppsCast, where we have different content creators on every other week, and you were definitely up there on the list of guests that I wanted to have. So.
Oh, stop it! Keep going.
But yeah.
No, I'm excited. I was honored that you asked me to be on, and I'm excited to have a little chit chat over some beers.
Of course, yeah. And what's the brewski of choice tonight?
I mean, I think you're gonna learn tonight that I'm a real basic bee, and I've just got me some Corona.
Hey, whatever boats your float, you know.
Yeah. I almost went out and got Namaste, but I was like, which I love.
I'm a huge
It's good, right?
Yeah.
But I haven't had it in a while, so I was like, I'll just do the old standby. I'm
actually drinking some Dogfish right now.
Oh, which one?
Sequench. This is my go-to summer beer.
Nice.
So I have a backup ready to go. I do have some other craft stuff, but I don't know when it's really hot out, I gotta divulge in the Sequench.
Yeah. That's my excuse too with the Corona.
Hey, it's whatever you enjoy, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I like all kinds of stuff. You know, I like Corona. I've been going for some wine lately. Been going for them White Claws because it's summer. It's a good pool drink.
Hell yeah. And
look at all those tag teaming for the luchadors.
Yep. So for those of you that are coming in here, we have a channel point challenge going on right now, where if we hit that goal, we're already halfway there. We're 50% of the way there.
We're gonna get there.
A little more, yeah. Almost 60% now. But
we gonna get there.
But what it entails, if we hit that goal, then for one special stream, the infamous, the legendary, unrelated of course, the Lucha Kopps himself will make an appearance. He'll be hosting for one stream at some point. Maybe play some, I don't know what he likes, guacamole, some Fire Pro Wrestling, whatever he wants to play. But
will you be on the stream with him?
I will. That will be a day off for me. So.
Oh, weird that you're trusting him with your stream.
I mean, I don't want him to give me the K-bot from the top rope, you know.
Yeah, it's weird that we've never seen you guys in the same room at the same time.
I mean, he's just a man of mystery, you know. No one really knows about him. He's just he's such an enigma.
So weird.
But from what I've heard, he's traveled the globe. He's worked all the various indies.
Oh.
And he's quite the legend.
An enigma.
And all the points going in right now. Thanks for contributing, everybody. Man, at this rate, we're gonna hit that goal tonight. You're making me nervous over here.
Let's do it. Let's just do it.
Hell yeah.
Don't be scared. This sounds like a case for... Detective Cheryl. I didn't think that's where she was going with it.
But yeah, so that's that goal, and we'll see if we can hit that. But anyway, this stream today, it's all about Nerder today. NerderSheWrote.
Blah, blah, blah.
But I guess before we dive into stuff about your blog, the Twitch channel, how have things been during these wild and crazy times for you? Like, thankfully you're doing. I mean, I
haven't been outside in a minute. What's going on out there? Yeah, things have been, I think, crazy just like it is for everyone else, probably. Quarantine. I've been in quarantine, I guess, since March. What month is it now? End of July.
Yep. August on Saturday.
Yeah, this is where I would like zoom in on my stream and be like, so that's a really long time to be in quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working from home, so that's been a challenge, but I'm thankful I have work because I work in reality TV.
Hell yeah.
So a lot of shows, their production has had to shut down because of quarantine. And so there's a lot of people out of work right now. So I'm fortunate that I've had work and it's been pretty consistent. So knock on wood. So yeah, I've just been working from home. The good stuff though, I've gotten into a lot of new routines. I order Home Chef now every week. So I have fresh meals to cook every week.
Oh, sweet.
Which I wasn't really doing. I was eating like a lot of fast food, a lot of Cheesecake Factory.
Hey, you gotta indulge sometimes, right?
Yeah, so I'm eating like the best I've ever eaten. I go for like a 3 to 3.5 mile walk every day now. I've got like some nice parks near my apartment and waterfront, so I've been doing that. Playing a lot more games, streaming a little bit more.
Oh yeah.
So there's been some good stuff to come out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's me dealing with quarantine.
Yeah. Actually wanted to, I mean, it's kind of skipping ahead a little bit, but because you mentioned that you work in reality TV, which is I find extremely fascinating. How did you like get into that field? Like how, or was it just like you?
Oh, that was like by accident. So I went to. So I'll just start from the beginning.
Yeah.
I went to college at University of Hartford in Connecticut, and I finished my undergrad in 3 years because I hate school and I wanted to get through it. And then I realized in my last semester I had no idea what I was doing with my life. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to go to grad school and buy some more time. So I went to grad school, and in grad school in my last semester, I had an independent study. So you could do like an internship. So I applied to like every show in Connecticut and New York. And I got a call from the Joy Behar show for HLN. She's like I don't know if you guys remember Joy Behar. She's the redhead from The View that's always like, so what? Who cares?
Oh, yeah.
So she had a show on HLN. And I interned for them. I graduated. After I graduated, they hired me. And I worked on that show for like 1.5 years until it got canceled. And then one of the people from that show, she got a job on it was the Mob Wives reunion show. And so they needed I was a PA at the time, so they needed a PA. And she called me up. She's like, you need a job since we got canceled? I was like, yep. I work on that show. I got promoted pretty quickly on that one to an AP, and then I just was like in reality TV ever since.
That's awesome.
So it was all by accident. When I went to college and grad school, I didn't study production at all. I was studying how media affects society. And now I am affecting society.
So you write for these shows?
So writing is definitely a part of it. My main job is like they shoot hours and hours and hours and hours of footage, and then I watch it all down. And there's a general idea of what each scene should be about, but it's reality, so anything can happen. So what they plan to shoot isn't always what actually happens. So it's my job to watch it all and find the story, find what's going to be interesting for viewers to watch. And I have to piece it all together, cut it all up.
So you're a producer.
So I'm a producer.
That's awesome.
So I do that, and then I write interview questions and I write bites. So when it cuts to like their interview, producers are prompting that. And other shows though have their format's different. So I've worked on shows where it's voiceover, so I write all the voiceover for that. Cheryl's in the chat says she does fart passes. That is also true. I worked on a show with Cheryl and Nick where we do like we had to do VODs, like video on demand of anything extra from extra content that didn't make it into the show would go online. And sometimes I would just like make silly things like people bending over and I would like add a fart to it. And just do like a supercut of people farting even though they didn't really fart.
I just want to interrupt you really, really quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Jordan, thank you so much for that 10-month sub, buddy. Love you, appreciate you.
10 months.
Real good dude over
You
here.
guys have a stream baby.
Yeah. I got
What's your stream baby's name?
Good question. I don't think we ever discussed.
Oh, that baby's been neglected.
J-Kops, I don't know. I think J-Kops were saying Craft. Craft, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it.
CBV.
And yeah, definitely give Jordan a follow. Jay Degner, really good dude, really a good buddy of mine. Currently playing through some Advanced Wars.
Nice.
You check him out. Got some other buddies. Millhouse, Shane, how you doing, buddy?
We haven't decided on a name yet. It's going to be a surprise.
We'll announce that on his channel.
There you go.
That's the hook. That's the hook.
Care of it in the meantime.
They won't wait till they have the perfect name so they don't change it later from Robbie. Exactly. That's good thinking.
Nick, I can't imagine Mac as a PA. That's actually funny because PA didn't mean PA on that show. So, production assistant on the show I started on was more like you do every single job. Plus all the like getting coffee and stuff. And then, so when I got hired as a PA in reality TV, they were like, can you staple some stuff together for us? And I'm like, cool, but like I was just producing like celebrities last week, so I can do more than just staple stuff. And they're like, yeah, but you're a PA. I'm like, oh, I guess it means something different here. So I literally like immediately was like, all right, well, I'm gonna just start interviewing elsewhere because this is crazy. And then they were like, oh, wait, please don't go. You can be an AP. I'm like, all right, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's awesome that you're able to work remote during this time, like even though because you said that the shows are shut down right now, but so are you writing in the meantime, or like what?
So the show so when quarantine started, I was on a show, and they filmed a bunch already before all of this happened.
Okay. Oh yeah.
So we had plenty of footage to work with, but it got to a point where we just ran out of footage, and since they couldn't film more, it was like I got furloughed. So it was basically, we want you to keep working on the show, but we don't have any content for you to work on, so you just have to go away for a little bit. So I was like, cool, well, I'm going to go get another job then. So I found another show that also had already filmed everything. Everything in my episode's already been shot. So it's really just working with the footage. The only thing that's been difficult for that sense is all the interviews they have to shoot to get all their bites.
Yep.
I've had to wait on that, and because they have like all these rules they got to follow now with quarantine. So normally there'd be like a big group of people that go out there and set up and do all the lights and green screen and everything, but they have to like really limit the amount of people that can do that.
I mean, that's smart.
Yeah, so everything's taken a lot longer. Like I've only worked on one episode so far, and normally I can do that in like a month. And it's been like months I've worked on this one episode. Wow. But it's completely fine because I have work.
Yeah, exactly. You're keeping busy. Yeah. You're making the most out of your time right now. So.
Yeah, and I think TV is gonna start looking like a lot different and in a unique way. Like there's this period of time in television right now where shows are gonna have self-shot footage because we can't film. So like the style of reality TV is going to be so different for a while. And so I just think it's really interesting. And I think it's going to be cool to see too, not just for my industry, but other industries, how this whole work from home thing can work, and like how our work lives are going to be different now, because we've proven we can do it. So why not just let people work from home if they can, Yeah,
true. Nick, thank you for the host. Appreciate it.
Woo! I wish I could hear it.
Generally what I do in during these, I have the alerts like a little on the lower side. I don't. Like, I think some of you guys might still be able to hear it, but I just like don't want to like have it like blaring as you're like talking, like because I don't really want to interrupt.
Oh shit, Big RC's in here.
Yeah, welcome on in, Big RC Skyline.
Oh, now I'm nervous. Big RC's here.
Pleasure to have all you. And yeah, luckily for me, I'm able to work remote. I was working remote, pretty much like ahead before even all this like started going down. And when then once I was basically going into the office like once a week, and then eventually they were like, actually just stay home entirely because we're waiting on renovations for like, because we were at the old office, we were just like literally back to back with each other. So
oh, you just got a raid.
Yo, Cyber King raiding with a party of 4.
Woo!
What's going on, everybody? Pew, 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 pew.
Cyber King, thanks for the raid.
Welcome on in, Cyber King. Appreciate you coming on in. If you're just tuning in, we're here with episode 8 of the KoppsCast with special guest NerderSheWrote. And if this is your first time here, we generally play RPGs here, sometimes a variety of other stuff, and yeah, every other week we have a different content creator on, show them some love, and just have a chat about what they got going on. So, Cyber King, thank you again, buddy, and definitely check him out. He plays a lot of VN stuff. If you check him out. Nerder, she talks to B-Cops.
That's such a long name. Can you imagine if that was my Twitch handle? That'd be impossible to type in.
No, you'd be good.
He's like, do it. Change your name.
So I was trying to like go back to like how we first met, which I think I have to credit to. So I definitely have to credit Dub on that, because I met him. I think I met him first before everyone else. Actually, no, I met Jax first. Then I met Dub, and then I think he raided into your channel, and then yeah, your channel just like so explosive, like right after it was like, all right, like it was like no hesitation, just 3 to follow.
Thanks, Jax and Dub.
But yeah,
for bringing Kopps my way.
But yeah, much love to Jax, much love to Dub.
Thank you,
and
Jax,
everyone else in the Gamers Haven fam. It's been awesome meeting a bunch of you.
To hear like how people find, like, I don't know how for you, but like for me, I love hearing how people find me.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's always different. Like, you came in through a raid. Like, some people find me through the Gamers Haven. Some people find me on Twitter. Some people find me on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always exciting to know like where people come from.
Yeah.
And like the groups of people, like you came from Jax,
Yeah.
Jax and Dub. So it's like that's so cool.
Yeah, it is.
And then I brought Dub into the Gamers Haven, so that's how that worked. I don't know. It's exciting to see all the connections.
Oh yeah, definitely. Just one big circle of love,
Yeah. It's the circle of life.
But yeah, you were just like right off the rip. You were incredibly inviting. You were super entertaining, and it's just been a blast hanging out with you on your channel.
Thanks. I try to keep it fun. What you see is me in real life too, so it's just me with the camera on, on my couch. Normally not this loud on the couch. I'm usually just watching TV, but when I'm hanging out with my friends and stuff, I'm the same. So I'm glad that translates.
Absolutely, yeah. and yeah, because you mentioned that you're working in reality TV. So you did you initially like go to school for like journalism, for writing, or like production? Like what was your like initial goal like?
My initial goal was to be an actress. And then this was when I was like applying to college. I was like, I'm gonna be a star. And then I actually chickened out on all of my auditions except for one. And then I changed my major to communication.
Okay.
And then I started school, and I just felt like the work I forget I think it was like you had to take 5 classes, or you couldn't take more than 5 classes a semester. But I was just kind of like bored, 'cause I'm like, I don't know. I expected it to be more intense, so I ended up taking more classes every semester than what was recommended. And I was like, my parents own a coffee house. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll take over the family business instead. So I ended up double majoring in business, and then it became pretty clear pretty early on that I'm not going into business. So I switched it to 2 minors instead in business, and then stayed in communication. And then because I was taking all these extra classes, it was like, oh, I'm graduating a year ahead of time now, but I still have no plan. So that's when I interned at Radio Disney, and I tried that out.
Oh, sweet.
And then I got the internship at the Joy Behar show, and I tried that out. And then they just, I graduated, and they called, and they said, we have a spot, and our producers really liked you. They want you to come in. So I was like, all right. So I went in for an interview, and my interview, like, I had to take an hour and a half train just to get there. I get in for the interview, and they're like, you have 1 week to learn the job, or we're getting someone with experience. So I said, cool.
But you got
it. That was the whole interview. I went all that way. They could have just told me that on the phone. But I learned it all, and once we started getting the rumors that we were going to get canceled, some of our producers started taking jobs elsewhere. And I realized we weren't hiring anyone, so I was always the first one in every morning. And I would always bring my executive producer the paper. So I brought him the paper one day. I'm like, hey, when you have a minute, can we talk? And he's like, okay. And then I left his office, sat at my desk, and he comes out of his office. He's like, you're not quitting too, are you? I was like, actually, no.
Why would you think that? No.
I was like, I wanted to ask about producing. He's like, why don't you come into my office? So I asked him if I could start producing, and he's like, well, I got to run it by the old lady, meaning Joy. So he ran it by her, and she was not interested in a PA producing her, which is, of course, why would she want that? But a producer was in the room at the same time, and they were like, no, listen, you got to give this girl a shot. She knows what she's doing. And so they did. So for a while there, I was doing my PA stuff, and then I was also producing like celebrity panels and things like that.
Hell yeah.
And then I just got all this experience at an entry-level job. It's the best first job ever. I learned everything.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it helped me skip a lot of steps, I think. Because when I got the job as a PA on Mob Wives' reunion show, and I realized they just wanted me to staple stuff, I was like, okay, well, I can do a lot more. So they promoted me really fast, and then after that, I got promoted pretty fast to producer, and I've just been story producing ever since.
That's awesome.
So I feel very lucky.
Yeah, and being able to, get the internship, and that's definitely like a good first foot in the door. Because actually, I had Sam Roberts on here a little while ago because he's a Sirius XM broadcaster, and he was interning there for years, and then eventually he just got pulled in. And for me, it was kind of tough. I'm a graphic designer, and there's just so many intern positions that are unpaid, and it's just trying to justify can I sacrifice cut hours from my paying job to do this, and it's just that kind of mindset, which kind of pulled me from doing that. So I think that's what kind of hurt me, trying to get a job out of college right off the rip. Eventually I did, thankfully, but it was definitely good that especially for the shows that you went for, and it's awesome that you were able to land those opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, when I did my internship, this was before they said you have to pay interns. So I didn't get paid for my internship. And if anything, I lost money because I had to take the train twice a week to the city. So I was living in central Connecticut at the time. I had to travel all the way to New York City twice a week. no money. And then on top of taking classes, I also taught undergrad while I was in grad school. So that's like, so I got to go to grad school for free because I was teaching for them.
Cool.
So I was teaching, I was doing an internship, I was taking classes, and I also was waiting tables. So I basically don't remember sleeping at
Yeah,
all
you
during grad
just no
school.
free time.
There was literally no free time. I had nothing. Like, the only free time I had was when the first Red Dead Redemption came out, and I wasted my entire summer playing that. And like I was supposed to be working on my thesis, so I'd get up in the morning, like, all right, I'm gonna write like 5 pages today of this thesis. But first, I'm gonna go on Red Dead Redemption, and I'm just gonna do a quick hideout, real quick. And then that would turn into like 10 hours later, and I still didn't work on my thesis. But whatever, it got done.
Yeah, we got Cheryl and Nick asking who your favorite coworker is.
Oh, my favorite Jeff Goldblum. Cheryl got me on my last job. Me and Cheryl were actually we were supposed to work together again, but it only lasted 3 weeks, and then this whole COVID thing hit.
Mm-hmm.
But I arrived at my desk, and there he was, glorious Jeff Goldblum, just sitting on my desk. The little Funko with like where he's like the Jurassic Park one where he's laid out.
And you're hurting some feelings in chat.
What do you guys have against Jeff Goldblum? Wow, you guys hate Jeff Goldblum, I'm telling him.
And Jess asks how long the train ride was. Hopefully it wasn't too long of a commute.
So, okay. When I first started in TV, I was living in central Connecticut, so I would drive 40 minutes to the train station, and then I would take, I think it was like an hour and a half train. So 40 minutes drive, then an hour and a half train. Then I would have to take a subway, which was probably like 15 minutes uptown from Grand Central. So that, whatever that is added up, that's just one trip. That's one way. So I had to do the whole thing in reverse when I go back home. But I had a crazier commute than that. I ended up moving in with my boyfriend at the time. It's now my husband. He lived in the Albany, New York area. So I would travel into the city Monday through Friday when I got hired officially there. And the weekends, I would work a morning shift at the Cheesecake Factory and then drive up to Albany, spend Saturday night with him, Sunday morning with him, drive home, do it all over again. And eventually I was just like, I can't do this anymore. So I ended up quitting Cheesecake Factory, my one shift a week. And I moved in with him in upstate New York, and that train ride every day was one way was 3 hours door to door. Wow. So I traveled 6 hours a day, every day, Monday through Friday.
I drove like an hour commute to work, like at not my current job, my one before that, and that was like going like hitting the Boston traffic, like because I worked in Foxborough for a little bit. And I'm just like, I can't do that.
It's hard, man.
Yeah.
The thing is, when you're driving, that's really hard because you have to be awake. Whereas the train ride, I learned how to sleep anywhere. I can sleep in any position anywhere at any time now. So I can sleep like sitting up. Like I'm sleeping right now. But
nobody make a sound.
Nobody make a sound. I would get so mad in the morning because I'm like trying to sleep, and the businessmen with their newspapers like shaking out the paper and then turning the page. Oh, I would get so mad. I'm like, oh, just read it on your iPad or something. So loud.
So I wanted to just get right into your blog, like right off the rip,
Yeah, let's do it.
So how many years have you been doing it for, and how did it all start?
Oh, I guess it's been maybe 2 years since I've launched my website, NerderSheWrote.com. And it all started because, well, for a lot of reasons, but when I got my first job in TV at the Joy Behar show, I did it because I needed a job, and it was basically like given to me, I mean, I earned it, but it took a lot of guesswork out for me. So I was like, I'm just going to do this. But what I really want to be doing is working in the gaming industry. I just didn't know what that was, where I belonged in it. So while I worked on that show, I really tried to get in at a G4 at the time when that existed, even though it's coming
back now. That's which is wild.
I know. Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
Like, it's so crazy. So I was like trying to get in there, and I was applying to writing jobs at other shows about video games, but I was so new that it was just not in the cards for me. So I was like, all right, maybe I should just start a website, start a blog about video games. And this idea went on for a while, and I'm the type of person where I can't write anything until I have the title. I don't know how you write. You know, like even for like papers at school, I could never write the paper until I know the title. Like the title sets the whole tone. So I didn't know what this was going to be called. I just knew I wanted a website about video games. So it was all in the name, and I had for a lot of years I had a long list going of names that I thought it could be. And eventually on a job I was working on a show, they were asking me about the video game thing and what do I want to do with it, and it was like me and the whole post team. And I told them I want to start a website. I want to write about video games. I want to review them. And they're like, all right, well, what are some of the names you came up with? So I started going off this list that I've like had over the years, and just like no one was reacting to anything. I was like, oh man, tough crowd. And then my boss was like, that's it? That's all you got? I was like, well, there's this one that I have that I really like, but I just don't think people are gonna like it or get it. And he's like, what is it? It's like NerderSheWrote. And he's like, why didn't you just start with that?
It's pretty phenomenal, I gotta say.
So everyone was like, you're such an idiot. That's the name. That's so you. I was like, okay, cool.
That was it.
So that night, that was it. That night, I went home. I bought the URL. I started signing up all like the Twitter account, Instagram account. Like I just was like getting the name everywhere before someone else would take my brilliant idea.
Yeah. You had your Stone Cold Steve Austin moment right there.
Yeah.
You told them Chili McFreeze, and they were like, no.
No. Yeah. I used to be a big wrestling fan, by the way.
Did you?
I went to 3 WrestleManias.
Really? That's awesome. I've never been to Mania. I've been to a couple. I don't know if you're familiar with NXT right now.
Yeah.
So I've been to 2 takeovers. I was gonna go to a third one. It was gonna be in Boston, but of course, this all went down. But I went to it was one in New York, and then they did one in Connecticut.
Nice.
They were like some of the best shows. But other than that, then I'm like a big like indie guy too. So we go to those like all the time.
That's cool. I haven't been in since high school, but it's a good time.
Yeah. No, it's. I mean, I always like to say it's a guilty pleasure because I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. It is what
it is, but it's fun.
It's incredibly entertaining.
Yeah, it's super entertaining.
Yeah.
Nick says, who was the boss? It was, I don't know if you've ever worked with him, but his name's Jeff O'Brien. But he's a really talented executive producer and editor. I've worked on many shows with him. So he definitely gave me that push for the NerderSheWrote. And the rest of the team was like, yes, do it. And then, but after the name, I was like, cool, now I got a name. Well, what is it about? And I was working on another show. This is later down the line, where one of my editors, he was selling his passes to PAX East for a Sunday. And I'd never been to a gaming conference before. It's right up in Boston, not too far from me. So I bought the tickets, I went, and it was just super intense. I don't know, have you been before?
This year was the first year I've been to PAX. It was awesome time.
Isn't it? It's so fun. For me, it was really overwhelming the first time because I wasn't expecting, like when you're coming down that escalator and you just see like there's so many flashing lights and colors and banners and just the mob scene of people. It's just like very intense.
Yeah.
So
you went this year, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, the thing that definitely overshadowed everything was the pandemic. So we're just like, I don't know, we're not like distanced, but like whenever I touch a controller, I'm sanitizing immediately.
Oh yeah, I brought all of my own like wipes this time. But they actually did a really good job, I thought. They had like hand sanitizer stations everywhere, which they haven't had. And I don't know if you've heard, they call it the PAX Plague. After PAX every year, like by the end of it, like you get sick. Like it just happens. Everyone gets sick. This is the first year I didn't get sick.
That's good. I mean, I know it is like a big, like, it's a big thing, like just long weekend conventions, like everyone will get some sort of illness from that. But yeah, that's good that that you didn't. I only went one day, so thankfully, like I was kind of like in and out. And
oh yeah, con cough. People call it that, con cough too. Yeah.
And also, sorry to interrupt again, Trav. Thank you for the 10 biddies, and thank you, Rasso, for sharing the link to Nerder's site. Definitely check that out if you haven't. Check out her blog.
Thanks for sharing. But I decided on that my first trip to PAX though was what really launched NerderSheWrote, the website, because all of the AAA, I forget what was featured that year for AAAs, but all of the I mean, you saw the lines for stuff. You probably saw the line for Animal Crossing. Like, that was crazy.
Yep, that and Final Fantasy VII Remake were just like bonkers. Like I didn't even bother. I'm just like, oh.
Sidebar, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like I totally lucked out on that one. I was walking by and I was just like looking at the screens, and this guy that worked at the station was like, "You Final Fantasy fan?" I was like, "Yeah, man. Like I grew up with this game." I'm like, I'm more into Final Fantasy VIII, but this game is like huge nostalgia for me. And so we were talking about it a little, and he's like, "All right, you know what? Don't tell anyone I did this." And he gave me 2 tickets to go in and test the game. So I like cut the whole thing. So it was so cool. I'm glad.
The thing is, I'm glad I didn't wait though, because it was literally that next Monday was when they put the demo on PSN.
Yeah,
so I'm like, so I'm glad I didn't sit in line for like 2 hours to wait.
Yeah, all you had to do was wait a week, and you could have played the same demo.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But that first PAX though, I ended up hanging out at the Indie Mega booth the whole time, and that's when What Remains of Edith Finch was out. What else did I can't remember what else The Gardens Between, I think that was that year too. Flipping Death was there, and then so I tested all these indies, and it was super fun. And there was this one on a corner called The Artful Escape, which is actually finally coming out this year. It's my most anticipated indie coming out this year. I've just been waiting for it for years. Since that first PAX.
That's awesome.
And so I went, no one was there, so I tested it. I was playing it, and as I was playing, I could feel a crowd forming around me. And this was before I was streaming, so I was like very nervous about playing video games in front of people. I only ever did it on my couch alone. So it was like, I felt really uncomfortable. So I was like taking my headphones off, and the guy, Johnny Gaveltron, is the developer's name. He's like, no, you're not done yet. I was like, are you sure you don't want like someone else to play? He's like, no, you're playing this game. He puts the headphones back on me and turns the speakers all the way up so the people behind me can hear, and I play the rest of this game. It's so good. You guys have to look it up. The Artful Escape. It's basically like Ziggy Stardust. It's like it looks like that. Like the character is a musician, and he's like trying to come into his own and figure out his stage personality and stuff, and you like battle aliens in these beautiful worlds with all kinds of crazy music and guitar riffs. And he did the whole game himself. After I finished the demo, he's like, "Do you have any questions?" I was like, "Oh, I guess I do have questions." So I asked him some stuff, and we talked about it. And it was a completely awesome experience. And I walked away from it being like, wow, I can talk to the developer of the game I just played. That's amazing. So I started getting more and more into indies. And then I realized I can talk to the developer. That's something you can't do with AAAs. You can't just like call them up and be like, "Hey, how's it going with that game you're making?"
Yeah, I thought that was like really fascinating. Like just like going through your blog and like just seeing like as you basically had like your little mini reviews like or your first impressions, and then you had like the interview like with the developer like with that too, which I really enjoyed that. And so this is eventually what led you to mainly like focusing on indies like as like the main kind of game.
Yeah, that interaction was what I was like, this is, because I wanted to write about video games, but like that is such like a major category, like what in video games, and who am I to write anything about video games? I'm a nobody, you know. So I needed to find a niche or something I was passionate about, and I realized, oh, I actually do already play a lot of indie games. I just didn't realize it, and indies I just connect a lot with, so that was my thing, and it's still my thing.
Awesome.
So that's what led me to that.
Hell yeah. Megan's in the chat. Megan, welcome on in. Thank you again for that raid the other night. She calls me every day just to let me know that indie studios make great games. It's really weird.
It's true. It's true. I call her every day to tell her that.
But yeah, I love that you do focus on indies. I love that you really give a highlight to a lot of these smaller games that not a lot of folks might not jump into, or if it's like, I mean, now there's like a lot more indies that like folks definitely have on their radar now. But even then, like it's cool like seeing some other ones that, like, because I'll jump in your channel and you're still like playing like just something like that was completely under the radar for me. So
yeah, that's also the point too. Is there's you can publish your own game anytime, anywhere now. Like the technology we have and Steam, it makes it really easy for developers to do it. So there's hundreds, if not thousands, of indies that come out every week. So it's physically impossible for them to get picked up by people. It's like the odds are just always stacked against them. So my goal on my Twitch channel and on my website is to highlight these indie games that may go unnoticed. And it's been really satisfying to see even people that aren't gamers end up playing these games, and they're like, oh, I really enjoyed this experience. I had no idea a game could do this. Especially people that think video games are just Fortnite or Call of Duty. It's like, no, there's like a whole other world out there of video games that, that explore all kinds of themes about like life and death and mental illness and all kinds of topics that you wouldn't think are in a video game. Mm-hmm. So that part's been very satisfying to like highlight that. Yeah,
you definitely get a lot more personable stories, I feel, in indies compared to like anything else, which I mean, I was gonna I can show it now, but because I have like a handful of like some of my favorites, but the one I finally just played recently, Celeste. Like this is like top 5 for me now. Like the story of it, the gameplay, like everything just like hit like all the right notes for me, and And
I'm still struggling to get through that one because the gameplay is very hard for me. But I have the soundtracks on vinyl, because you got like the main soundtrack, the B-sides, and then they came out with another one.
Fantastic soundtrack.
Yeah, the music's beautiful, actually. And as far as I got in the game, it's been a beautiful story. I'm just dying to know more of the story, but the gameplay is so hard. So I have to like hunker down and like get after it. It's the only game that's ever made my hands sweat while playing.
More than Cuphead?
Oh god, yeah, Cuphead 2 was like a real rager though, but I felt like I could get through Cuphead way easier than Celeste.
I don't know. I feel like, I mean, granted I haven't played Cuphead yet, but I mean, just like watching folks play, I feel like Cuphead is definitely the more challenging game. So I feel like you would totally at least beat the A-sides for Celeste.
At least beat the A-sides. Oh, we got Lulu Bang Bang in here.
Hey, welcome on in, Lulu. Pleasure to have you. I'm new here. The lady in the leopard top looks nice. Hello, mysteriously.
I love spaghetti. Thanks for asking. Lulu's been a streamer that, since we were talking about quarantine earlier and like our routines and stuff, I have more time in the morning now, where I do go on Twitch, and Lulu has been a streamer that I have found during quarantine. I watch her every morning she's on.
Awesome.
She is so wildly entertaining, and has been one of those people, like, she has become part of my routine. So, like, for me to get through the day, I need to watch Lulu in the morning. Then I do my Animal Crossing. Then I go to work. I'm supposed to be working while Lulu's on, but sometimes I do both at the same time.
No one's got to know that though.
No one needs to know that.
You're working.
It's gonna be so sad though when I have to go like physically back to work, whenever that is, because I'm like, oh no, I don't get to watch her anymore because I like have to work when I'm at work.
Yep.
You know how it is.
Yeah. So when it comes to your blog and reviewing in general, how do you decide what you're gonna cover next? Like, is it one that you're anticipating more than the other ones, or is there like a popular one that you think that you want to cover before everything else, or how do you decide that?
That's a very good question. So when I started my blog, I started with games that I've already played and really enjoyed. So I did like, I think I posted like 5 right off the bat when I started reviews. And then from there, and I still do this with my Twitch channel, whatever kind of motivates me. So I have like a list, I have a spreadsheet of like over 100 indie titles that I'm dying to play. But I'm the type of person where I have to be in the mood. And so if there's something that's talking about like suicide, like I need to be feeling, and I need to be in a certain kind of headspace, right, to like go there. Or if there's, on the flip side, something that's like really fun and silly, I need to like be feeling that mood to like go there too. So it's kind of like whatever I'm feeling. I also do, if a developer reaches out, I will like move them up the list, you know?
Yeah.
If they're reaching out and they're like, hey, I'll give you an interview, here's the game, you know, whatever you need. So I'll give them like priority at that point to like, all right, they want me to play their game, I'm going to play their game, let's see what it is. And that's been really cool too, is people actually reaching out to me.
Well,
I love that.
What was the latest one that you covered that you had the developer interview with?
Oh, I had an interesting interaction. So at this past PAX East, I played this demo, Welcome to Elk, which you can play the demo now on Steam. I still believe it's up there on Steam, the demo. So I played it. I talked to the developer after, and it was an amazing interview. She was great, and we stayed in contact. She followed me on Twitter, and Steam had the Steam Summer Sale recently, and she reached out, and she was like, hey, I know you really enjoyed the game. Would you mind recording yourself playing it and giving some commentary for this Steam thing? And I was like, oh, cool. You want me to do that? So I did. I recorded it. I sent them the video. I was like, is this what you wanted? I don't even know. Like, I've never done that before.
Yeah.
They're like, no, this is great. And so I don't know if you guys notice on Steam, but you can sometimes the developers will have like a live feed of them playing it or other people playing it. So I was part of that. So
that's really cool.
I was, for like that whole week, I was on this like live loop playing their game, and so that was really cool. That's the most recent one, and I got to do all the voices for the characters because you have to read everything out loud. There's like no voiceover, and
I mean that's the fun part of it.
Yeah, and I got to like give some commentary. I remembered some stuff from our interview, so I could like say some of those things. And it was just really cool, and I couldn't believe she, first of all, remembered me and thought of me enough to ask me to be a part of their whole like Steam thing going on for the game. So it's Welcome to Elk if you guys want to check it out and wishlist it.
Definitely have to check it out. I mean, you just said that you did like a video, kind of like recording your like thoughts as you're playing it. Did you ever think about maybe doing like video reviews, like maybe like essentially just like, you know, like one of your full reviews from your blog and then just making the YouTube videos with it?
That is and it still is a goal. I am so slowly getting there, but it's still a goal. my work schedule is super, super intense, and before quarantine, I would get up before 7, and I wouldn't get home until well after 9 o'clock at night. So, and that's Monday through Friday. So it's like I just didn't have any time, and the writing has had to take a little bit of a backseat, and which is why I started my Twitch channel, because at least I can bring content weekly to people and show more indie games and showcase more indie games more frequently. But I still really want to do video. I still want to take the reviews I've already written and translate them to video, and then also come up with like weekly things for YouTube that are maybe just like short, like a few minutes of like a little bit of gameplay and some of my commentary about the game. It's just short things. So if you don't want to read, because my writing, I do write a lot. I love words.
So like a synopsis with...
Yeah, more of a synopsis and an overview. And if you want to like get the full details, you can like go over to the website kind of thing. So that's still something I really, really want to do. And I'm slowly getting there. We're getting there.
Oh yeah.
I've got like a whole new PC setup thing going on, and eventually once I get all that organized and life calms down, then I'm going to go after it. So we're getting there. We're going to grow into some video content.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely be looking forward to it, you know?
Yeah.
One of the things I noticed with your blog too, or with all your reviews, you don't, and I'm sure this is intentional, how you don't like score the games. How intentional, like how important do you think review scores are in general, and like are they even necessary at all?
I have mixed feelings on them, to be honest. I personally don't do it because I'm just me, and like to me, I'm not getting paid to do what I'm doing at all. So to me, if I'm taking the time out of my life to write about a game, I'm already recommending it to you, basically. It's good enough for me to write about, you know? I do look at Metacritic, you know, where they pull all of the ratings in, and so I will, when I check out a new indie game or even a AAA game, I will look at just the overall score to get an opinion. But it's never the end all be all for me, and I really do have mixed feelings. Like IGN, I feel like is just, I don't know. I just feel like they specifically should get rid of the score, because everyone just like hates on it. No matter how they score it, people shit on it, and it's just so toxic. And I think it breeds like this toxic culture about games. It's like if you just didn't have it, then then imagine the conversation you could have about the game. But everyone gets so caught up in the score and like why it's that. So
I feel like for them, they. Because I remember it happened with the Death Stranding review, how I guess they didn't even finish the game, and they gave it like a 6. It's like...
That's the thing, yeah. And I mean, and I understand, like, I know a lot of people that do review games don't finish it. Like, they only have a certain amount of time to get this, like, play as much as they can and write about it, you know? I try and play the whole game through, but that's because I have all the time in the world, because it's not my job. Like, I'm just doing it for funsies. But yeah, to score it like that and not know the ending, because what if the ending of a game like makes up for everything else, you know? I don't know. Story's so important to me too, so if the story starts off bad but ends really strong, I could be more forgiving about that than if it's just bad the whole time, you know?
So you're definitely.
But if you don't get to the end, then you don't know.
So you're definitely more story over like gameplay.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So it could be the most aggravating controls, but if it has a good story, then that'll just completely.
Yeah,
like,
I think a good example. It's not indie, but I think a good example of that would be Shadow of the Colossus or Last Guardian. Both have very frustrating controls. So frustrating, but the stories are so good and the music is so good. So it's like I can forgive all of that if the story is solid. I mean, I'm a story producer, so I'm obsessed with story. It's my thing.
True, yeah. I absolutely love both of those too, especially Shadow. Last Guardian I feel like is like, I feel like a lot of people slept on that one, because I think that was like another, it was another victim of mixed review scores. So maybe like that's why a lot of folks just passed up on it. I don't know,
I'm definitely not a fan.
I love it.
That's the artwork from it, for those that don't know.
But yeah, I feel like Last Guardian especially, that definitely suffered from like the mixed scores. So yeah, a lot of people might have just been like, I don't know, and then they miss out on like, because it's more of like an experience game, you know? Because you have your little giant bird dog that you're taking care of, and he's adorable. Like, I mean, sure, it can be a little frustrating to get him to work the way you want, but I mean, but for a game that was like, 10, 12 years in development, and it's not bad, I didn't think it was bad.
And I understand like getting your bird dog, whatever he is, Trico. It is frustrating, but it also makes a lot of sense because if you just came across this creature, he's not going to just listen to you right away, right? Mm-hmm. You do have to build a relationship, and that's part of the controls and what makes them so difficult, because you can call him all you want when you first meet him, but it takes a while for you guys to actually like bond, just like if you got a puppy, like he's not going to listen to you right away. You got to like form that relationship.
Jordo mentioned, I'm glad we agree that Ico is not worth mentioning. I don't know if you played Ico.
I played Shadow first, Last Guardian second, and then I tried playing Ico. I haven't beat it yet. It's very fun, but it's hard because what was it, PS2?
PS2, and then it got ported to PS3 with Shadow in like a double pack.
Like wildly. I really want to know more about the story because I was enjoying the story, but it's just like it's such an old game, so like the mechanics can be like very frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, especially because the whole game is what's the term for it when you have a companion you're trying to protect through the game, or trying to carry what, like, I'm blanking on it right now.
You do.
Escort quest, that's it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought overall it was okay, but it just definitely not as good as Shadow and Last Guardian by like a mile. So
yeah. Last Guardian is like, I ugly cried so hard at the end of that. I got to the end of that, and Craft Brewed Vinyl, who's in the chat, he came home like right at the very end, and I'm just sitting there like sobbing so hard. And he's like, what is wrong? And he looked at the screen and saw, like, I just beat this game. Yep. He, like, runs and grabs me tissues. I'm like, oh! Like, it was so intense. It's so good, though.
Yeah.
Well worth it.
For sure. So do you think we should, like, abolish review scores overall? Or do you think they're still necessary?
I don't think they're necessary. Like, I don't think you have to have them to review them. I think they're nice to gauge, like, I kind of like how, what is it? Hot Tomatoes? Rotten Tomatoes. You know how Rotten Tomatoes is, like, takes the audience score?
Yep.
Like, I appreciate an audience score more than I do a reviewer score. Mm-hmm. So I think if there was, like, just that for video games, that's cool, but I'm still gonna, like, take that with a grain of salt. Mm-hmm. Like, if everyone's saying it's terrible, then maybe I won't play it. But if it's like 60%, I'm probably gonna still play it.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think like IGN or any of those websites or gaming journalism magazines and stuff, I don't think they need it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, it all comes down to opinion. That's what it like. I mean, you might like the game, and they would hate it, or vice versa. I mean, I'm like that with movies too. Like movies that were completely like praised by critic, like Last Jedi, for example. That was like what, like 90%, something like that on Rotten Tomatoes, and then the audience score was like way lower than that kind of thing. And I mean, there's plenty of games like that too. So it's like you just got to take like what a lot of these early reviewers or like these big sites will say about these games, and then just kind of like, I don't know, then once you jump into it, just come up to your own conclusion,
I agree. Yeah. I like how my Travis says, like complaining about a 7 when it means good. Yeah. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, it's not saying it's bad, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, fondue. This is a Hawaiian pizza, Hawaiian shirt. You can get a little better visual. But yeah, this is I had to bust this out today because I always wear a button up, and Nerder's on. She's the pizza aficionado. We're gonna jump into that a little later. We'll have a hot debate, which will surely divide the chat.
I know. Well, I don't know how divided the chat's gonna be because it seemed like a lot of people were in agreement before this started. But we'll find out.
So we were talking about like gaming journalism in general. Like, what's your opinion on just like the landscape of like the gaming journalism world? Because I know there's like a lot of sites that like definitely aren't regarded as highly or just not that great nowadays. Like maybe like they're just going more for like clickbaity kind of things just to like just to keep like attention or keep traction. But what's your opinion on some of those? Like, and which do you actually enjoy?
That's a good question. It's funny because it seems to me like I've been turning more towards not like the major publications. I've been for my news. There's some indie game reviewers that have great YouTube channels that I go to a lot for stuff. There's a lot of podcasts of people within the same gaming community we're in and other gaming communities I'm in that I'll listen to, where it's like more from the ground as opposed to corporations. It's hard for me to say because I'm still trying to find my way in the gaming industry because I do still want to make my way there at some point, even though right now I'm in TV. And right now all I can see myself in is journalism because I write and it's the closest thing to what I'm kind of already doing. But I'm not seeing, I think there's going to be a turn, in the landscape of that because people aren't really reading magazines anymore, right? And the websites are...
Well, I still read my Nintendo Powers.
You do? Do you still get it?
Well, I mean, it's been dead for like 7 years now, so I'm like... I used to have
getting it. Are you from the past, the future?
I did have Nintendo Powers for a while. Like I still have like some of my old issues.
Yeah, I mean, I used to read the PlayStation magazine and stuff, but it's just like it's a dying medium, and it's to make money in it, you have to hustle, like really hustle. You have to write like several articles a day, every week, just to like make rent, So I don't know. I think something's got to give, but I think we're seeing, the news came out from Comic-Con that G4 is coming back, so that makes me hopeful that gaming journalism is gonna like maybe take more of that kind of a medium, which is awesome. So hopefully we'll get something more like that where it's like whether it's a TV network or maybe it's Hulu or Netflix, something like that. I think we're probably going to see more of that popping up than traditional journalism.
I feel like for them it'd be really tough to jump back like onto cable television. Like, I mean, let's just face it, cable's dead. Like it's still going in a sense, but it's but it is what it is. And Mom, thank you for the 2-month sub. Everyone say hi to. Everyone say hi to.
Is that your mom?
Everyone, give a wave emote. Say hello to my mom, Lori Kopp, in the chat.
That's so cool.
Spinach feta
Thanks,
pineapple.
Mom.
That's a good combo.
Is that what you guys had growing up?
Well, that was her favorite. But
I can't believe Mama Kopps is in the chat. That's amazing. Yeah.
We actually last Thursday was her birthday. I called her live, and we all wished her a happy birthday.
Oh, happy belated birthday! Tier 2. Wow, she loves you, but doesn't love you enough for Tier 3.
I told her she didn't have to do that. But
she doesn't want you to get too big of a head. It gives you somewhere to grow.
Exactly. But yeah, but I feel like with G4, I feel like it would suit them a lot better to do like bite-sized things. Like yeah, we're doing X-Play, but we're doing like these like YouTube. We're doing this thing on YouTube where for like 20 minutes we'll we'll talk about some gaming news and then we'll give you a review kind of thing. Like I feel like something like that would be way more beneficial to them. And yeah, I don't know what and you said like Hulu or platform.
Well, I feel like Netflix and probably more Netflix, but all these streaming all the access we have to streaming, you can make so much more content. Like there's so much crazy content that comes out, right? That's not on network television.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a reality show on Netflix about how to make glass, like blowing glass art. You would never see that on network television, but they have that on Netflix. So I feel like why not have more gaming content on these platforms, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
And the news with G4 is still so new, so we don't really know yet what they got cooking. But hopefully they got stuff like X-Play and Attack the Show, that kind of stuff coming back.
I'm expecting nothing like once if it's back on cable. I'm expecting all the cops replays, all the Ninja Warrior.
Well, I think Cops is 86, right? So that's not happening. And then hopefully not any Ninja Warrior. I hope it's like all new original content. That would be great. There's so much you can do. It's like when G4 went off the air, I feel like it was right when like esports was starting to explode, and I feel like they really just like missed the boat there. Like that could have potentially saved them. So hopefully, maybe we'll see more of that.
I mean, it really hurt them that they, there wasn't really much like gaming content, which was like the target of the station, like initially,
they had
like 2 shows
back
when it was Tech TV back in the day before it like made the switch and.
Screensavers. They had like 2 shows. The rest of it was like syndication. One of my bosses actually, he sold the show. He sold the TV show to what became Esquire TV, which is what took over G4. So when that took over G4, he's like, "Ha! In your face!" He's like, "In your face, Mackenzie!" I'm like, rude. I'm purposely doing stuff to crush your dreams. He was just joking. Yeah. But when the news came out last week that G4's coming back, I texted him like, "Ha! In your face! G4's coming back! Screw your Esquire TV!" So that was pretty funny. He's like, "I know." He's like, "I never meant it. I want you to have your dreams."
So while I was reading one of your reviews, it was in your Cuphead review. There was a really funny story in there that I would love you to indulge us on, about how you and your brother were playing Earthworm Jim, and I guess he took the cartridge and he smashed it against the wall.
Yeah. So I'm the youngest of 4 kids. So me and my brother, it's my sister's the oldest, the 2 boys in the middle, and then me. And my brother that's closest to me, my age, we grew up together, and we both played video games. My older siblings all got me into video games. They're the whole reason I got into them. And so the Sega was mine. It was in my room. I had my own little TV for it. But anytime he wanted to play, he would come into my room to play. So one day he was playing Earthworm Jim, which I don't know if you played it growing up, but it's a very frustrating game. It
can be tough, yeah.
It's very tough. So he got really mad. I walked in, he was raging. And you remember the boxes for Sega games? They were like plastic. Yeah. Those plastic cases. And he took the Earthworm Jim case and he chucked it out my wall, like as hard as he could, and it shattered into a million pieces. And he like rage quit the game, and I'm like, "What are you doing? You just broke the box!" So I never had a box for that game. It just always kind of like sat out.
Actually, I have it on Super Nintendo, not on Genesis. But from what I heard, I mean, well, the Genesis, it's essentially the same game, but the Genesis does have like the more rockin' kind of soundtrack to it, but it's still a good time.
I do have that on vinyl.
Actually,
good one.
I actually thought about getting that one, and then I don't know.
It actually is pretty good. It's like a good like hype record, I would say. Like good energy.
My buddies my buddies are in a video game cover band called Lame Genie. They're actually my second guests on here, and and everyone in the chat, you should be able to see. They're not playing right now, but you'll see like when they come up. They're really, really, really talented. Really awesome live show too. But they have a cover of What the Heck from Earthworm Jim. That's really good.
I love video game music live. And have you ever seen the Video Games Live Orchestra?
I've not, no.
Oh, I've gone like 3 or 4 times. It's so good. If they ever come through your area, you gotta go.
I've always wanted to go see Distant Worlds. They were always up there for me because like I love my Final Fantasy music. And,
yeah, me too.
But yeah, we'll see. hopefully in 2022 when things are back to normal.
Yeah, hopefully by then, right? Oh yeah, the guy who Tony Tellerico? He did the Earthworm Jim soundtrack. He's also the guy that is in charge and leads the Video Games Live tour.
That's pretty sweet. Cool.
Yeah, he's like he grew up in the whole like video game circuit and then like wanted to do this music tour and stuff.
Sweet.
It's a good time. I recommend going if you guys can go when the world goes back to normal.
Yeah. And I recommend checking out Lame Genie if they're because usually they've been going to all the different cons. So once things open up, you may see them at that. But in the meantime, nice. You can check them out on YouTube, on Spotify, all that fun jazz. So
pew pew
pew pew pew pew.
Nice.
Yeah. So I mean, you mentioned one of your upcoming most anticipated indie games. That's coming out pretty soon. Is there any other like big ones that you have on your radar, or?
Oh, you gotta put me on the spot like that, huh? I like need to open up my Steam wish list here, you know.
I'll tell you one while you're looking.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that about that Sea of Stars game from the Messenger developer?
Oh yeah.
So I'm super hyped for that because I mean I'm a big RPG guy. It's pixel art style. They're getting Yasunori Mitsuda, who's my favorite composer. I'm kind of going a little ahead from when we're talking music, but Chrono Cross is my favorite soundtrack of all time.
Oh,
so
there you go.
so I'm very much hyped for that one.
Very good.
Yeah, looks. I still got to play the Messenger too, but just seeing like the teaser for that, and they crushed it on Kickstarter. So even though it's not going to come out for like another 2 years, but I will definitely be looking forward to that one.
So I have a few. I just realized I still have my list from PAX of like all the ones I really, really want. Helheim Hassel, that should be coming out soon. I don't think we have a date yet, but it's coming out soon. Like months, hopefully. But it's Helheim Hassel. It's what was the other game that they did? Can
you describe it?
It's like you oh my god, it's like right on the tip of my tongue. It's the other game they did. Manuel Samuel, that's what it is. Was their first game, which is also hilarious. Manuel Samuel is you're like this pretentious dude, and something happens to you where you like make a deal with death and you lose all control of your body. So it's Manuel Samuel because you're like manually controlling everything this guy does.
So it's Octodad?
Kinda, yeah.
That's awesome.
You kinda have to you have to control him how to breathe, like him breathing, each arm and leg. Like it's so funny. So they're coming up with Helheim Hassel.
That's awesome.
Which is by far the best interview I've had with someone so far. This guy was so funny. I gotta send you his YouTube channel later. This guy's hilarious. But Helheim Hassel looks really, really good. I would definitely check that out. Basically, you're this Viking, and all the Vikings really want to die honorably and get to Valhalla, and you just you don't. You just want to die of old age, you don't want to go to battle, and you
Mm-hmm.
just like want to go to Helheim.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what happens is he accidentally dies honorably enough that he goes to Valhalla and he doesn't want to be there. Blah blah blah, a bunch of stuff happens, and you make a deal with someone, and you come back to life, and this whole thing is you're helping this person out so you can go to the place you want to go to. But the catch is when you came back to life, you lost like control of your limbs. It's like another thing. So like your head can come off, and you can like roll your head to a platform, which opens up a gate for you to go through this other thing. But the comedy in it is like amazing. So I would definitely check out Helheim Hassle. What were some other ones? Raji. I would check out Raji. That one looks really, really good.
Was that the one? Was that the one you played like a demo for?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, that one looked really cool.
It looks amazing. And that one explores like Indian culture and gods, and it's kind of got like this Uncharted, like top-down Uncharted feel to it. It's like really, really cool.
Yeah,
and
it looks pretty neat.
The fighting system does feel like very organic for someone like me that like doesn't play a ton of fighting games.
Mm-hmm.
It felt really good.
Mm-hmm. We got some hype got some hype in the chat for Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Oh,
I don't know if they're planning a sequel, but Megan, Fondu, Jordan, they're all super hyped.
Sayonara Wild Hearts was my favorite indie from last year. Mm-hmm. That was my favorite one to come out from last year. And the music's amazing. I don't know if you've played it.
I haven't played it. I watched my buddy Modest Millhouse in the chat. He streamed on his channel, and that game looked pretty wild.
It is like, it's so beautiful. The music is just amazing. Like you feel every note of it, and then on top of it, there's an actual story going on. Like if you really pay attention, and when you get to the end, I was just like, that was another ugly cry because I wasn't expecting the ending that we got, and then when it happened. And I won't spoil it, but the voiceover artist for it is amazing.
Also, thank you, Bear. I'm getting a bunch of all the compliments for the pizza shirt today.
Nice. I mean, it's a good one.
Yeah,
it's a real good one.
Believe it or not, actually, I bought this because I was just like curious if they actually made a Hawaiian shirt with Hawaiian pizzas on it. So I was just like, and it existed, so I'm like, all right, I gotta go for it.
I think you're pulling it off really well.
Thank you. We just gotta get you a pizza shirt now.
Yeah.
So then we can match, you know.
Yeah. I mean, maybe not Hawaiian. I'll take a nice cheesy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's all good.
It's all good.
Yeah.
One of the last ones I'll mention, I guess, is Emily is Away 3. I don't know if you guys have played Emily is Away 1 or 2.
I've not.
But so the first Emily is Away, or I guess it's both of them, right? It's been a minute since I've played, but they're basically the whole interface of the game is on AIM, AOL Instant Messenger.
Oh wait, I think I did see that one.
Yeah, and it's so good. So like the whole interface is like you're playing out this school year on AIM, and it's just like, it's all nostalgia. It's all like the icons, the away messages, the profiles. They send you real links, and it links to like the viral videos of that time.
That's so wild.
The music of that time. So it's just like such a trip, and you can have all these conversations with people, and you can choose. There's different ways you can play out these conversations. So you're building relationships with your classmates and stuff.
Can you pull up LimeWire in the game though?
You cannot pull up LimeWire, but there's like chocolate rain and stuff like that. Like, oh, it's so good. So there's a third one coming out, and it takes place on the Facebook interface. So, but like original Facebook, where you could like poke people, and you had your wall. Remember before it like became what it is now? You would like post on someone's wall. So that's the third one's coming out. It's supposed to be coming out this year. So
that's awesome. Is there any?
And then
no.
And then Artful Escape was the other one. We already talked about it, but Artful Escape is my most anticipated.
Sweet. And everyone in the chat, is there any other indies you're all looking forward to coming out?
Yeah.
This year, next year?
TBD.
Well, yeah. What was that? What was it? The Suikoden developers. They just put out that Kickstarter was this week, and like they smashed the goal in like 10 minutes, something crazy
wow,
like that.
really?
It was like it was crazy.
Oh, Maquette was really good. That one looks really good. That's an
Pathless.
Annapurna game.
Little Witch in the Woods.
Ooh.
Hmm.
I'm like, I love anything Annapurna puts out, and they're publishers of indie games. And Maquette is one of them. The Pathless is one of them. Sayonara Wild Hearts was one of theirs too.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Donut County, What Remains of Edith Finch. Like, I just pretty much everything they put out, I end up loving. Not on purpose, but it just happens. Like, they just collect the best.
Mm-hmm.
They just find like the best games to put out there.
Yeah. Actually,
did I play? Oh, sorry. JD. How do you say it?
Jay Degner.
Jay Degner.
You can call him Jordo.
Jordo. That's way easier. Yeah, I love Florence. I thought that was Florence was one of those games where I played, and when I got to the ending, I was like, well, that sucks. And then I like sat with it for a day, and I was like, wait a minute, no, that doesn't suck. That was actually a really good ending, and I played it again. It's one of those that makes you think, and the outcome wasn't what I initially wanted, and then I really thought about it. I was like, no, like that's actually this ending's way better than what I wanted.
Mm-hmm. Shane's got a good one. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, which is the Jet Set Radio inspired game. That game looks really, really cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I definitely cried. I played it on a train, and I cried. Florence.
Awesome.
Jet Set Radio was iconic.
I actually never played that one because I never had cause it was on Dreamcast. I never had Dreamcast. Then it was on GameCube.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't have GameCube until like way later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't. I only had Dreamcast for like a couple weeks, and then we were like, so my sister was the one that got it,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't even. We had like a Sonic game for it, I think, and then everything else we had for it was demos, and then it was like, no, we picked up the wrong system. We need the PlayStation. That went back to the store.
You need that DVD player.
Yeah. Yeah. So I went back to the store and we got the PlayStation.
Nice.
And then she got Resident Evil for it. That was like one of our first games. And I definitely accidentally saved over her game, and that was like a whole thing.
How could you?
I know. I didn't know. I was like in 5th grade. I didn't know.
Be good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you coming on in. So I want to switch gears. Talk about your Twitch channel.
Yeah, let's talk about the Twitch channel.
I mean, you've been absolutely killing it since you've been on the platform. And how long have you been? Was it this year or last year, right? That you started.
Yeah, just last year. So I like in June had my 1-year anniversary, I guess, for it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And how would you describe your experience so far? Just phenomenal.
Yeah.
to say the least.
Phenomenal to say the least. I mean, I'm still very small, but it's gone a lot better than I thought. I guess I didn't really know what to expect. I really put off the Twitch thing for a while. I was like, I'm just gonna write. I'm just gonna do my website. But when the writing became something I couldn't do as frequently as I wanted,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I need to come up with. I need something else to get this out. You know, like I have this itch to be creative and everything. So I was like, all right, maybe I should just bite the bullet and start a Twitch channel. And it took a while because I didn't have a camera, I didn't have a light. This is going to be, I think, my last stream on a couch, but for the past year I've been streaming from my couch.
So this weekend it's a big change up.
This is the big premiere will be hopefully this weekend where I'm like sitting at a proper desk. I don't know anything about computers. I like everything. I'm still learning like a lot. But I knew when I started that I wanted a specific look and style, and I think that comes from like that production side of me.
Mm-hmm.
So and I feel fortunate because I was already on Instagram and Twitter, and I was already in the Gamers Haven before I even started streaming. So I didn't really have like that hustle that a lot of streamers go through, where it's you're streaming to nobody because no one knows you yet. I was fortunate where a lot of people knew me, so
Yeah, that definitely helps, like, you know, being part of a community, because I mean
Yeah.
that's what I didn't get for probably a good three years before.
Yeah.
Because it was just like that grind, and then eventually just kind of.
But I think that's so admirable, though, that like people do grind like that. You know, they care about it so much and they're so passionate about it that they just keep doing it. Like I don't know if I didn't have the communities I was in, I don't know if I would have kept going. You know,
I mean,
I don't know if I had it in me.
Yeah, I mean, I was fortunate that I met some like really amazing people. Like, I mean, I shout this dude all the time, but this guy, Mega Gremlin, really awesome dude. His channel is always a fun time hanging over there. And yeah, he just like straight up told me like the things I should be doing to improve, and like just joining more communities, and you know, just supporting more folks, and that's essentially what I'm like really trying to like make that the goal of like my channel now. Like I'm really not trying to make it about numbers. I'm just trying to, you know, just keep the circle of love going, and just, you know, keep showing love to all the other streamers that come in, and other content creators like we are today. So
Yeah, I think that's huge. I think showing people support is huge, because my channel certainly would not be where it is today if I didn't have people supporting me, you know? And I've just met so I went out with the goal to showcase indie games, right? And that's still the goal, of course. But what I didn't anticipate happening was the amount of friends genuine friends I've made on this platform.
Yep.
I was like, first of all, who's gonna watch me, right? I'm just me. But the people that like not only just watch, but also like are active in the chat, and then I've formed like offline, like actual friendships with, is so huge to me. And like, especially nowadays where we can't go out, you know?
Yep.
All of these streamers are like, I get to hang out with them. I feel like I hang out with them every night, you know?
Absolutely.
So it's been that part of it's been really cool, and it's been really cool. The amount of people I've met across the world is insane.
Yep.
Like I'm not in my New England bubble, right? I'm talking to people from the UK. I'm talking to people from Canada. I'm talking to people from Australia, all over.
Yeah, a whole bunch of I got a whole bunch of UK buddies.
Yeah,
it's just amazing like what this platform has done to really like, you know, get us to meet other folks, and you know, just experience these friendships, you know. And like Megan said, like it really saved our lives, especially like during this time in the world. Like I have some buddies in the chat, Modest Millhouse, BE, Jay Degner. Like I met them through Millhouse's channel, just like searching a specific game, and now they're like, I consider them some of my best buddies now. Like it's awesome. Like, you know, you never know the kind of people you'll meet, and they could just, you know.
It's really exciting, and like I think to people that aren't gamers or aren't streamers, it might seem a little weird to them, but to me it's completely normal. Like my Friday night, I designate Friday night is the night where, you know, Genesis from the Gamers Haven usually streams. Like he always does a power hour, so it's like that's my Friday night. Like I know Friday night I'm gonna party with everyone from the Gamers Haven in the chat, and it's super fun. I know that like Saturday nights, I usually stream Saturday nights, but I know who's on after me. I know who's on in the mornings that I always go to. So yeah, it's that part of it. Like, I guess in the back of my mind, I knew I would meet people, but I didn't know I would like really meet people, like be real, like actual friends with people, you know. And that's been the coolest part.
Genesis is another awesome dude too. Like I've only been able to pop into one of his, but you know, his his session was just like off the hook. Like it was awesome.
Let's see. I agree, Ner. I think from the outside, making friends on this platform can seem kind of weird. Oh yeah, I think like I've met people in my industry. I've met people even in like my apartment building that are like, so you like stream video games and people watch you? That's weird. And I'm like, no, it's like not weird though. It's totally fine. And it's like, I think if you're just not a gamer, like if you're not part of that gamer community, you just don't get it. And that's fine. Like I don't get like going out and shopping every weekend.
Hmm.
So that's not my thing. You know, gaming and hanging out with you guys is my thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and you mentioned that you weren't as comfortable. You weren't as comfortable like playing to an audience like at first, and then
Yeah.
eventually you into it. So like I guess like being part of Gamers Haven, like, and then just like kind of like establishing your audience
Yeah.
like quick like just quicker like right off the rip. Like that was kind of like what kind of like helped you like get through that.
Yeah, and like I'm people don't believe me when I say this, but I'm actually like a very shy, nervous person at first. And it takes me a minute to get comfortable with people to know like what their sense of humor is, because I have a very specific sense of humor, and it could be too much for people. So, and if I don't have anything in common with you, like if you don't play video games, if you don't like comic books, if you don't like superhero movies or watch TV, I don't have a lot in common with you after that, you know?
Hmm.
So it takes me a while to feel that out with people. And in terms of like playing games in front of people, that I've gotten way better with. I used to try and play a game before the stream, so like I would at least be familiar with the game, or I was only when I first started my channel, I was only playing games I reviewed. So I've already had the experience.
Hmm.
And then eventually it was like I ran out and I couldn't keep up with the reviews anymore. I was like, I'm gonna have to just do it. I'm gonna have to try new games live on camera. And either it goes well or it doesn't go well at all. And I've been really lucky that except for like maybe 2 or 3 games out of I count all of my streams as premieres, so I
Hmm.
think I just did my 91st Twitch premiere. um, so out of all of those, only a few have like I feel like been like flops, and everything else I've been fortunate. Like, okay, good, I picked a good game, and I was good at it, or decent enough to get through a stream, you know.
Big
But
RC, thank you for the follow, by the way.
Big RC, Big
Appreciate you,
RC's
buddy.
dope. Guys, follow Big RC. He's trying to get to affiliate.
Let's help him out.
He's dope. He's a really good guy, and he's one of the founders of the Gamers Haven too.
Hell yeah, let's get him there.
Yeah. Lulu, how do you explain to people what Twitch is and what you do on it if they have no clue? Yeah, people look
Good
at me like
question.
I'm an idiot.
Actually, one of the last guests I had on your MD Fit, because we had that question up in that too. Because I mean, for some folks, you can say I'm playing games but having folks to talk to while I'm doing it. But I feel like for a good majority of everyone else, it's just about just being part of this community and having just friends to hang out with, kind of thing. I feel like that's just like a
I
good.
think everyone has different reasons for doing it.
Yeah.
And I think when people do get discouraged, that they should just think about the reasons they got into it to begin with. So like for me, it's I have a love for indie games, and I want to share that with people. That was like the first and foremost thing. So I want to continue to do that and showcase indie. So there are times where I'm like, I hate streaming, I'm quitting. And then I was like, well, I really like this indie game that's coming out. I think I'm gonna love it, and I really want to show people. So I'm gonna stream it, and then it goes fine. So I think it's
Yeah.
like important when people get down about the whole streaming thing to just for why you're doing it.
Yeah.
And everyone's got different reasons, and that's totally fine. But just remember why you're doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I like with between like the blog and then your channel, you still will focus on indie games like on your channels mostly, but do you plan on doing some like non-indie stuff too, or you're just gonna like stick with that?
So I will sometimes do non-indie stuff when I do like community streams. Like once in a while I'll do a Just Dance stream.
That's right. Yeah.
Or I've done some rock band, so I play on the drums.
That was very entertaining.
Yeah. People seem to like that one. I've done some Mario Kart with the community, so I will play like some of those. Fuser is coming out soon. Pew pew pew. If you guys haven't seen Fuser yet, Fuser is coming out on PlayStation, and it's like this. You're basically a DJ, so they give you like all of these. They give you all these popular tracks, and you have to like build a DJ set around it. Like, and you get a crowd, and they can request stuff, and you get scored on how well the crowd reacts to what you're putting together. So you like select vocals from this track, and the drums from this track, and acoustics from this or whatever, you know, and you mash it all together. So that's something I plan on doing. It's definitely not indie, but it's hella fun, and I think it would be like a good community thing. But for the most part, my channel is indie games. Like, that's the heart of it. That's the whole thing is indie. So there are some like triple A's. Like, I am dying to replay Red Dead Redemption 2, and I would love to stream that, but like, I don't know if I can commit the time and energy into streaming like a 60+ hour game, you know?
I still need to play through the first one. Like, I think I put like an hour into one. I have the PS3 on the shelf over there, but
it's so good.
Yeah, but I've been like reluctant to pick up the second one just because like I want to play through that first, but like it's just tough with like, especially with like a game as massive as that, you know?
Well, you think 1 is big, 2 is even bigger, so but I like 2 better, but that's just me.
I'm just waiting on Rockstar to release Bully 2 already. That's because Bully 1 was like my favorite game from them, so I don't know
have I tried Hollow Knight? I have not. It is on my list. That is one of those that's been on my list forever, and I still haven't tried it. Mostly because I think I'm going to be bad at it, but I want to try it.
I think you fare better in that than Celeste, maybe.
Probably.
that's another one on my list too.
Yeah, Megan, because it's how would you describe it? It's like that
Metroidvania.
Yeah, like I'm not good at those. I'm just not good at those. So, yeah, I don't know if I'll stream it, but I'll play it.
I mean, you could do it once, and then if
it goes well, then I'll stream it.
I mean, there's an audience for folks digging very difficult games, you know.
Yeah. People like seeing me rage, I think, because I don't often rage. I try not to, but sometimes I can't help it, and I'm like, oh, that might be one of those.
Yeah. But yeah, at some point I would love to try that one too.
There's just so many.
Yeah. I mean, this whole shelf is like probably like 50% sealed probably, because like I'm like,
yeah.
Like I'll see a sale and then I'll grab it, and then it's like, all right, well, I want to make sure I have that. Like
yeah.
One thing leads to another, and then I get distracted, and then another game comes out that I want to play before the other ones, and I'm like, all right, well.
I used to be like that. I've actually pretty much stopped buying physical because I had so many still sealed. Like, I moved from one apartment to another, and the amount of games that were still sealed during that move was like, and that are still sealed now, I still haven't gotten to, is like insane to me. So I pretty much only buy digital now, just because it's like, I'm just gonna buy it when I know I'm ready to play it, you know?
For sure.
Or if it's got a sweet sale, then I'll do that.
But you've, with your channel in general, like, I mean, you've just been absolutely killing it. Like I said at the start, like you're just always like expressing so much energy. Like you're really like keeping the hype up. Like whenever, especially like when new folks are coming in, and it's just really, really inviting. And
oh, thanks.
And what do you have like any specific plans? Like any new things you're planning for the channel in particular, or are you just kind of?
Yeah, I think, well, I wanted to start upgrading, like, graphics if possible. Like, I'm saving up for that. Like, I have, like, my Nerder character that pops up. Like, I have a still that pops up when, like, we get follows or hosts and stuff. I would love, like, for her to, like, walk out and do stuff, but paying someone to make custom animations is a lot of money, so I'm waiting on that. But I would also want to start doing I would love to start doing on Fridays, having like a new Indie Friday kind of thing, where my channel is more of like more casual, and I'll talk about like the news of that week of indies coming out, or play through some demos of games that have just come out. So I want there's like a segment thing that I want to start doing, but I'm still like building that out, and I want to get like custom graphics for it and stuff. So there's definitely that kind of growth I want to do. And I just started a Discord, so I'm finally like trying to bring the community together, so we can all like, I only get to stream a couple times a week, if that. I usually only get to stream Saturdays, but with this quarantine thing, I've been able to stream a little bit more. But typically I only got to do Saturday nights. So now I finally started a Discord, so people don't have to wait a week to talk to me. We could keep talking offline and keep building that community and everything. So that's something I've been trying to do.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's the new stuff coming up. New stuff coming up. And I've also been doing like co-streams lately. I'm on yours channel tonight. I was on Megan and Mel's channel earlier this week. So I've been trying to do some more co-streams with people. Let's see. Nerder, I may or may not know someone who can help with animation. Oh, girl, don't even tease me. But yeah, I'll hit you up.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
That would be dope.
So you mentioned that you were absolutely loving Red Dead. What other non-indie games, old or new, whatever you prefer? What else do you enjoy playing?
Oh, okay.
DSP, thank you for the host.
God of War was amazing.
Unbelievable.
I fucking crushed that game. That game like saved my life too, because the summer, I think whatever year that came out, I broke my leg.
2018.
Yeah, so I like broke my leg. I was like confined to the couch, and that game and Spider-Man came out, and so I crushed those games. Those were awesome.
That was an amazing year of games, by the way, because it was like God of War.
That year was like amazing. Yeah.
Spider-Man, Dragon Quest 11 came out. That was like it was like such a toss-up for me, like what I enjoy, and those were all like my favorite games from like the generation, probably, like outside of like for like bigger titles, probably.
And then Red Dead 1 I loved, and then Red Dead 2 came out, so like that took over that love. Last Guardian, even though it looks like an indie, it's actually not. That's way up there for me. Trying to think what other like big titles. What about you?
I mean, I'm more old school with like all my favorites. Like, I mean, I brought up Chrono Cross. That's like my all-time favorite. Chrono Cross, Chrono Trigger. I
love the music from that.
Unbelievable. Those ones, Donkey Kong Country Trilogy. They're all fantastic. Celeste, that's like in my like top now. Shovel Knight.
Yeah. Those two are indie though.
Yeah.
And Craft Brute says Uncharted. I love that series. And
Uncharted 2, I really love that one.
I think I like Uncharted Legacy with the girls. That one I like.
Yeah, that was a Lost Legacy. That was a really good one too. I
might be biased because I'm a girl, but I really, really loved that one.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I'm trying to think of like where I'd put that, because like 2 is my favorite, then 4, I think, 3, then and then I'd probably say Lost Legacy after those. Yeah,
I liked 4 because I really liked. I just really, really loved the story in 4. Was not expecting it. And then when the one with the 2 leading ladies came out, it's just really hard to find for me strong female protagonists in games. And it was like super dope to get to play those characters, you know.
Also, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah. So I haven't gotten through that game because I'm so bad at it, but I love watching people play it.
You get good. I mean, you upgrade. You get better.
Yeah, I gotta just try it again. That one and The Last of Us, I just am so bad at. So and both have amazing stories, and I just cannot get through them because of the gameplay. but I gotta give them another chance.
Also, Breath of the Wild. Absolutely love that one too.
Oh yeah, that's really pretty.
Which is probably like, if not like my favorite Zelda game now. It's just like it gave you so much freedom.
Wow.
And actually, I took some advice from online before like I started it. They recommended you turning off the mini map, and then literally just like go in like whatever direction you want. So literally, I would like I get to like one of the tall towers or whatever. Like there's like a bunch of like those fast travel spots, and then I would literally just like kind of look off in the distance and I'm like, all right, I'm going that way today, and like I just go in like without without like a goal. So
that's really cool. I actually haven't tried. That's another one that's one of those that is sealed. And I do want to play it, but that's one of those games that it's just like the time that you need to invest in it is such a deterrent for me, which is a big reason. Another reason I'm into indies is because I can usually do it in a sitting.
Mm-hmm.
And like most of my streams, usually every stream is a different game because I could get through a game in one stream. But these like bigger AAA titles, it's like you got to invest a lot of time into it. And I just don't have it. I want to play these games. I just don't have the time.
Yep. Yeah. For me, like because I'm only playing games on here twice a week, and then I like basically never play offline because like I'm always just like in everyone's channels when I have free time. So I just beat Final Fantasy VII Remake finally.
Oh, yes, I haven't even gotten to it yet.
And that, I mean, yeah, like once or twice a week for however many weeks I played for it, and it was just like, yeah, it's as much as I love RPGs, and that's like most of what I play on here. Yeah, it'll take me forever to get through. I mean, it's still a good time, you know.
I'm the type of gamer. I've always been the type of gamer that if I'm gonna play a game, that is my life until I beat that game. So like God of War I did in like a few days, you know what I mean? Like I don't eat, I don't sleep, I just play this game. So, but as an adult, that's like a lot harder because you have to like, go to work. Mm-hmm. But growing up, you can just like stay up all night, like especially in the summer when you're not in school. I would just crush games because I just would not sleep. I would just play games all the time.
Exactly.
But yeah, I just can't invest that time anymore.
Mm-hmm. DSB is asking anyone playing picking up Fall Guys. Is that the what is it? What's that game? Oh man.
It's like those cute little like it kind of looks like Human Fall Flat, but it's like
what's the other one? Human Fall Flat, and then what was the other one where you're pushing each other off the ledge?
Oh, Gang Beasts.
Gang Beasts, that's what I was thinking of. It's basically like another one of those, right? Yeah.
It kind of looks like those. It looks really, really cute. I'm probably gonna get it. I'm gonna be bad at it, but that's one of those like I would love to do. Like that's a good community night thing, you know? Like that would be super fun to play with people.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
I'm totally the opposite with games. I love putting time into open-ended games rather than playing a whole bunch of different games from start to finish. So here's my other thing though. I can only focus on one game at a time, which is like another problem. Like I'm not that type of person where I can have a bunch of games going at the same time.
Yep.
Like I'll do this game one day, this game another day, because I'm tracking story. I'm like that's so important to me. Mm-hmm. So if I have a bunch of things going on, like what's this character again? Like what's their relationship with this person? And it like takes me out of the experience. So I have to like I want to know the story. I want to know the ending. It's huge to me. So it's like sitting through a movie, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'm the same way. That's why a lot of that shelf is still sealed because like I'm just like I'm not gonna open it because I'm only gonna focus on like one, maybe two at a time, you know?
Yeah, and I've really tried because I know I miss out on a lot of games because I wait so long because of this. But I end up having to restart both games because I just can't keep track of everything.
I remember I was younger, and I mean I was middle school, I think, and for whatever reason in my idiot brain I was like, yeah, I'm gonna attempt to play every Final Fantasy at the same time.
Oh my god!
That did not go well. I think I finished one, maybe two of them.
Oh my god, no. My brain wants to explode. I can't even imagine.
So that's why I was like, all right, I'm not gonna never do anything like that again. I'm gonna focus one at a time and go from there.
Yeah. I'm like the same though when I read, when I have time to read a book. Like that's what I'm doing. Like that's the story that I'm focused in right now. Like I can't play a game. I can't I can't watch a movie. Like I have to know this story right now. Like my life are these characters right now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So another thing I want to bring up with you today.
Yeah.
Is you're a very big video game music vinyl collector.
Yeah.
And one of my buddies in the chat, Modest Mailhouse, he actually was on the like the test episode, and we kind of went over our stuff. And
nice.
but I wanted to still like be able to do that with you too, because once I think you mentioned on your stream that you collected some records, and like.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see what you got in your collection. What are some of your favorites? Before we went live, earlier today I had you pick like a handful.
Yeah, that was a really hard homework assignment. He like B-Cops messaged me. He's like, oh, he didn't give me any like pointers for the interview. By the way, like the only thing he told me was, oh, you might want to prep some of your vinyl that you want to talk about, like some of your favorites. I was like, oh yeah, that's easy, no problem. And then I went through my vinyl and I was like, oh, I have 37 video game soundtracks on vinyl. And he said pick a few. And like, so now I have like all these piles on my desk over the corner here.
Hopefully they're not stacked. Hopefully they're standing up.
They're all very nice. Everything's all good, you know. Everything's in their plastic,
yep.
Whatever. But no, I did manage to narrow it down somehow. But,
and also, how long have you been collecting for in general?
That's a good question. Let's see. What's the year? 2020. Maybe like 7 years? Not very long.
Nice.
Not very long. It's gotten the addiction has gotten increasingly worse.
Yep.
Because you have websites like I Am 8-Bit now, which are just pressing amazing game soundtracks. Black Screen Records is another one. You can also get stuff on Amazon. And I'm so bummed because I feel like I joined this collecting like late in the game. If you look at like Final Fantasy VII, like the original pressing, and the first Red Dead Redemption pressing, like those records now are like $400 or $500.
Well, they actually just they've been putting out represses for FF7.
Yeah, so I have that. That one's actually in the pile over there, sealed. Nice. I haven't listened to it yet, but I managed to buy it because I'm like, I am not missing out on this again.
I just wish that they didn't do it on picture disc. I mean, I have some picture discs in here. I have one. I mean, I had to. Like, you're gonna see why. But yeah, I don't get why Square has to do that with a lot of theirs.
Yeah, if it comes with it, it's fine, but it's not something I seek out.
Yeah.
But my favorite. This is my favorite gaming soundtrack is Journey.
Ooh.
I don't know. Have you played this?
I have, and funny enough.
Oh.
Funny enough.
Yours too?
Funny enough that you said Journey. Twinsies.
Twinsies! Isn't it so? This soundtrack and game has saved my life.
The game was just like, it was just like on a whole other level, and
yeah,
the soundtrack, like, I listen to it all the time because it's just so chill. It's like the perfect, like, you have a stressful day, like I just need to like play this. It's so like good. Empowering,
and earlier in the interview I talked about that long commute I had that was like 3 hours door to door. This soundtrack like saved my life through that commute because I would just listen to it, and it just like made everything so much better. If you haven't played this game, if people in the chat haven't played this game, you have to play this game.
Yeah, B, definitely, you should definitely play it on your channel, man.
But here's what I will say about that. If you're gonna play in your channel, totally do it, right? But I feel like your first playthrough, do it by yourself. Like, it's really this game is is it for me at least, it was like a very emotional journey.
Mhm.
It's a journey. Get it? You guys get it though? Like journey, emotional journey. And it's super personal. Like the thing that's cool about this game is it means something different to I think everybody because it depends on so many factors, like where you are in your life, the type of person you are, and, you know, anything. Your experience in life is different than my experience in life, and because of that, your experience in this game is going to be different. And I think like streaming it for the first time, it does like a disservice to your playthrough because you're like trying to pay attention to chat, and you're trying to entertain people, and you're like missing out on like this. I don't know. It's like such a unique experience. I can't. It's very hard to describe. If you've played it, you know. But if you haven't played it yet, it's just like, oh, I get so excited when people play it and they haven't played it yet. It's just like so good. So that's like, yeah, that's my. It's also my favorite indie game ever. So it's not only my favorite soundtrack, but my favorite indie. Yeah.
Santa Monica published it though, right?
I
believe they did.
I don't know. Actually.
It might say on the back.
But Austin Wintory is like one of my favorite also composers. And he did the soundtracks. He's done a lot of soundtracks, not only just games, but his stuff is just so good.
Speaking of him, I played through Abzu. Last week.
I have that one over there. How did you like Abzu?
It was good. I didn't like it as much as Journey, but it was still like, you know, it's just an experience kind of game, and I enjoyed my time with it.
Yeah, I feel like if I had played Abzu before Journey, my opinion probably would have been different. But
For sure.
Journey to me meant so much and still means so much. It's like this high that I'm chasing. So I just naturally will compare a game that's kind of like that to it. And so yeah, I feel like especially if you get a companion in Journey. Yeah, so here's the thing with Journey. It's my favorite indie, right? I've only ever played it 3 times. And my 3rd time was on stream. And it was my only time that I actually ran into a companion.
Really?
And it was a companion with the white robe. So they're an expert. They've platinumed the game.
Wow. Oh, I didn't realize that was a thing.
Yeah, so if you run into someone with a white robe on it, like they've platinumed it.
That's sick.
So I met them pretty early, I think like in the 2nd stage, and they stayed with me the whole game. Like anytime I got lost, or like, you know, when you're sliding down and it's just hard to keep up with people, they would wait for me until I caught up with them again. And then at the end, I thought I lost them, and I was like so devastated. I'm like, I've been with them this whole time, and now I lost them. They left me. They got like sick of waiting around. They were actually waiting for me, and before like the final part, you can't communicate in the game except for using like these beeps. Without being able to communicate, we both like together drew a heart in the snow. And it was just like, I don't know, it was like this really emotional thing. So I'm like, how did we know how to do that? And like we both were trying to tell the other person like, wow, this is like a really amazing experience. Like this is really important to me. And, you know, showing a heart, you know, it at least shows something. Like you're communicating some sort of message to them. So I was like bawling on stream.
That's awesome.
I was like, oh.
I had a similar thing happen because I played it on PS3 back in the day. And like I encountered someone like close to the beginning, and then pretty much like through a good majority of it, I just like lost them. We were hanging around for like a good like the first like quarter of it, and then they were just like gone. I didn't know where they went. And then literally like right at that last section, I encountered them again. It's like, oh, look, I caught up to you.
You're here and I'm here.
Yeah.
And to answer your question, Bear, yes, I actually was fortunate enough to find out who they were because there were people in my stream. I didn't know this about Journey, but there's a lot of people that stream the game. That's all they stream, and you can identify them by like their spins and how they like do their beeps and stuff. So people were in my stream and saw this other player, and they're like, "Oh, I know who that is." I'm like, "How could you know who it is?" No,
But
because the game doesn't tell you to the end.
yeah. Once you finish the game, it gives you the PSN name of the guy that you
Yeah.
played with. So
They were like, they knew from the way the person was like spinning and floating, like, and how they were doing their beeps, who it was, and I didn't believe them. And then at the end, they went and got the person, and the person I was playing with popped into my stream, so I got to like talk to them for a little bit.
that's
It was
awesome.
so crazy. Like, what are the freaking chances? So I think their Twitch name is Stoic Mom or something like that. But they stream Journey is one of their things.
Sweet.
So yeah, that was a really cool experience, and I was like sobbing. Like, it's so nice to meet you. I'm like, thanks for showing me everything, because like they were showing me like stuff to get trophies and things like that.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
What else you got?
So my other favorite gaming soundtrack, you probably will guess, Sayonara Wild Hearts. Anyone
Nice.
that has seen me play that, or from me talking about it today, there we go. It's got like this cool.
It's a really sweet
rainbow.
cover, yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. But I love Sayonara Wild Hearts game. This soundtrack is so fire. It's so good. I forget if there's picture discs on this one.
I think it's colored.
No.
Or
It's
black.
not, but it's black, but it's got like the hearts.
Nice.
Which you collect the hearts in the game. So that's good. But this soundtrack is so good. So even if you don't play the game, the soundtrack alone is fire.
Nice.
What about you? What's your next one?
My next one. Let me see. I'll do. All right, I'll do. This is probably my rarest video game record. I showed this one off like a while ago, but it's a game that everyone's really been demanding for to get a re-release. It was stuck on PS3 and 360, and I believe it's delisted now. But it's the Scott Pilgrim versus the World soundtrack. this
Holy shit!
This was a one-time pressing on Record Store Day 2013.
Oh.
And yeah, I didn't even realize, like, I didn't even like see it listed or anything. I saw it, I'm like, taking it.
Yeah.
And like this game was so fun back years ago. Played at my buddy Kyle's house a bunch, and yeah, they never pressed it more than this one time.
Wow, that's really cool.
It's a really sweet variant too. It's cool, like
Look
see
at
through
that.
like
Oh yeah, it's
greenish yellow.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you're lucky.
Yeah, shout out to Anamanaguchi who did the soundtrack.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, that's so funny that you bring that up though, because I've been dying to rewatch that movie.
Oh, it's so good.
I love that movie. And the movie soundtrack. I actually have the movie soundtrack, not what you've got.
I have that one too.
Yeah. Truck. So good. Yeah, that was a really good one.
This next song is called "I Am So Sad," so very, very sad.
Very, very sad. Yup. Chris Evans. No, it's not.
He was the MVP of that movie.
Oh yeah, also Chris Evans is my celebrity crush, but that I've loved him in that one, and I love that he plays like he's ended up playing like all these nerdy roles. Like he's in The Losers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen that one, but that's based off of a graphic novel too,
mm-hmm.
and he plays the character in there.
That's
so
awesome.
Good. Chris Evans is a hunkosaurus. Oh my god. That is facts. Rasso plays games is speaking facts.
That he is. Plus, how can you who else could be Cap now? Nobody.
Well, I guess what's his name? Falcon is Cap now, right?
That's true. I just meant like. You can't really as Steve Rogers.
Yeah, Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
Oh.
America's ass.
Yeah. It's so funny how he because he didn't want that role when it was offered to him. He fought it, and then he eventually accepted it, and then it just like blew up his career. Like it took off after.
Well, it was originally what's his name from The Office, Jim.
Yeah, Jim Halpert.
Yeah, well, the actor's name though, I can't think of his name. I'm blanking.
Me too. I only know him as Jim.
Yep, but what a world or universe we'd be in right now. Alternate universe if he was.
But that one would be so John Krasinski.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you, everybody.
Oh my god, everyone. That one wouldn't be so bad either, though. I feel like he would have been just a good one. You know, he's just so tall.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he'd be a tall Captain America.
Yeah. Right,
everyone is screaming at their screen. I know. Like, literally, I'm like, all right, I get it. John Krasinski.
And yeah, and he's potentially going to be Reed Richards in Fantastic Four, so at least he'll be able to come into the MCU, potentially.
Oh, interesting. The poor Fantastic Four, though.
Yep.
You know? I feel like they just cannot get a fair shake. So are they redoing it again?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
But it's in Marvel's hands, though, so I have all the faith.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's gotta be good now, right?
Yeah. So
I hope they do a thing like with Deadpool and they kind of just make fun of all the other ones.
Oh, yeah, they totally will. Because however they're going to integrate him in MCU, it'll be interesting.
Yeah. I kind of hope they don't get their own movie, at least not at first. Like, I hope they just appear in another film as the team already assembled, and then maybe you learn about them later on their own movie. But, like, do we really need another one?
Yo, Cosmocordia! Rating with a party of 11.
Oh, shit! Look at that hype! Cosmocordia! Welcome to the channel! Thanks for the raid!
Bringing in all the hype. Cosmocordia, thank you so much for that raid with the party of 11. Really appreciate you. How's it going, everybody? If this is your first time here, welcome. This is episode 8 of the KoppsCast with special guest NerderSheWrote. And if this is your first time on the channel, we generally play RPGs here, sometimes a variety of other stuff. And every other Thursday, we do these little interviews with different content creators. Show them some love on here, and it's always a good time. So how was your stream, Cosmocordia?
Oh, they're playing Breath of the Wild.
Oh, nice.
So
she normally she does a lot of Link to the Past randomizer runs. Mel, how's it going, buddy? Appreciate you coming in. Poricus, good to see you. Hope all of you are doing well. And yeah, thank you for that shout out, Rasso. Definitely check out her channel. It's always a good time over there. Breath of the Wild is very fun and a good time. Happy to start branching out. Nice.
Woo!
Just let me interrupt. Yeah, we're right.
Was a big...
Hell yeah! Right before you guys came in, we were just showing off our favorite video game vinyl. Science Admiral, welcome in, buddy. And I believe you were next. What you had?
Me?
Yeah.
Sure.
What do you got?
Let's see. What do I want to do? Well, I feel like none of these are going to be surprises now based on like our conversation.
Hey,
but it'll be new. It'll be new for the new people that came in.
Yeah.
But my next one, it's not indie, but the Red Dead Redemption 2 soundtrack.
Hell yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
I didn't even realize they pressed it.
Oh yeah, if you haven't gotten it, you should just get it now before it's like $500 like the first one.
Was it Mondo or who put that out?
This is from Lakeshore Records, but it might have been. I might have gotten it off Mondo. I'm not sure. I can't remember, but I was like, I am not missing out on this one again. But the lyrics, the vocals on this soundtrack are so good. Even if you haven't played the game, I feel like the songs are emotional. And they're just, they're so good. And it's not even my normal style of music, but because I love the game so much, I'm just like Unshaken. I'm like the first track on side A, Unshaken. I'm just like, oh.
Just hits you all in the feels.
Yes, and I'm just like, oh my god, Arthur Morgan. So,
nice.
Yeah, I love that one.
Awesome. All right.
What do you got?
What's
your next one?
So this isn't the official soundtrack. It's a essentially just like a rendition album. someone just like doing their own versions of all the songs, but it's the complete soundtrack of it. It's the Donkey Kong Country soundtrack, but this is Banana Jam's 1990X.
Yeah.
This is they're not bad versions. I definitely prefer the original soundtrack. Hey, Beers and Beats, thank you for the follow. Pleasure to have you in. Welcome in. Another fantastic streamer. Good to have you.
Bears and Beats and Battlestar Galactica. I guess that was too long, right?
We got Bears and Beats and Bearsoski in the chat. All the bears.
All the bears.
But yeah, this is a pretty good rendition of the original soundtrack. Yeah, pretty much every song.
Is that on Black Records or
no,
is that on IM8?
No, this was actually like a new label called Cartridge Thunder.
Oh, because I'm like I definitely have seen that, and I was gonna get it, and I didn't get it.
But Jungle Green, I've showed off. I pretty much showed off like all the ones that I have right here, but it's a pretty good. I enjoy this one, and plus it's
I'm
it's
glad
CKC,
that you enjoy it. Now it's gonna make me want to go get it.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
I think they still got a bunch available, so you can grab that.
All right, well, hold on. Let me go buy it real quick. One sec.
Live on
Just
here.
kidding. I'll wait till after. But I swear to God, if it sells out. No. My next one. Not a surprise, probably. But The Last Guardian.
Nice. That's I'm 8-bit, right?
I think so, yeah. I think it might. You can check. It might be sold out though.
Yeah, I think you're right.
This one's like, it's like too big. So like, the art is so good, and it like, it like folds out really far.
That's sick.
But I love this game. It's again, it's not an indie but it just means a lot to me, and so I think it's the last track on it. The end titles and the epilogue are just like so emotional for me, and anytime I hear the last side of the D side of this, because it's got 2 pressings in here, I just like bawl my brains out because it just sends me back. And I've only played the game once. I haven't been able to go. Have you ever played a game that's like so emotionally intense that you can't go back?
I'm trying to think.
That for me is one of them, and I kind of want to go back, but it's like it was so much. And
Maybe
I don't know if I can go through it again.
I mean, Last of Us was, but it didn't stop me from wanting to try it again.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I also like cry at the end of everything, so I don't expect everyone to feel like that, but that game in particular, it was just like, it's such a struggle, that game, to bond with Trico, your dog bird creature thing, and what you guys end up going through is just intense, and like the ending of it is just like, it's so good.
Yeah, it really really fun
I don't
journey.
Want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it, but
y'all need to play that. Give it a shot. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like dirt cheap on PSN right now.
Yeah, it's gotta be very affordable right now. But I remember like getting to the ending and being like, that's it, and like bawling my brains out, and then like the epilogue happens. I'm like, oh my god! It's just like the ugliest cry.
Awesome. Next up for me, this is a symphonic. I don't know how to describe this. It's basically like a symphonic suite of various Square Enix games.
Oh.
So this is called Symphonic Fantasies.
Oh.
So they have so it's a different. It's like 18-minute suite of Kingdom Hearts, Secret of Mana, Final Fantasy, and Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, this is amazing. Like it's on Spotify. Definitely check it out. This is a 3 LP set, and it's freaking massive. It's
Wow.
like, if I can even open this entirely, because it's like
Yeah.
a full like map of like all the worlds mashed
Yeah.
together.
It's so cool.
Yeah, it's
Ooh, I love that.
yeah. I'm pretty sure this is out of press now, but
No.
yeah. But
Why do you have all these rare ones?
yeah. Yeah, once
He's like,
because I listened to this like when I was in college, I think was when it came out. But then like,
oh,
well, but that was like more of like a live album, and this is like a studio version of it. And then I just like saw it like on a random like the label that put it out like on that site, and it was really good. Yeah, this is just like standard black. I'm not gonna take out all three, but just you know, you have like all the artwork from like the inside on the.
I like it.
Yeah, definitely check out that album, especially if you love Square music.
Yeah,
Like all those
I
games,
really
so.
do. It's funny you mentioned like Kingdom Hearts on there. I love the Kingdom Hearts music, but I haven't gotten through any of the games.
I'd say definitely play through one.
I bought them all because they were out on sale on PlayStation. Their last sale that they just had.
Mm-hmm.
Not the one that's going on now, but I bought up I bought up the whole thing, and I started from the beginning because, like, you know, you should start from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And I just couldn't get through it. Like I fell asleep. It made me so sleepy. So I was like, I'll try again on another day when I have more coffee, maybe. But the whole like, whatever that first island that you're on, I was just like, this is just torture. Like, let's go. I want to get to a cool island.
It is a bit of a slow. I mean, yeah, it's kind of a slow start, but it's once you get
Yeah.
through that, then it
Yeah, that's
really
what
picks
everyone
up.
said. I was just like, oh, I just want to see like the Disney characters and stuff. Like, let's go. And it was just not moving, and I fell asleep with the controller in my hand. But it's because like it is so calming too.
Mm-hmm.
That same thing happens to me with any of those Lego games. The like Lego Harry Potter
Mm-hmm.
in particular. Like I love the Harry Potter music and stuff. And as soon as I hear the music though, and I'm playing, I'm just like, I fall asleep every time on that one. I can't help it. All right, so my fifth one though is not a video game. This is my one that's not video game related.
Okay. Wait, wait, this is your last one or second?
Yeah, but
Okay.
I can bring out more if you need them.
I mean, we'll stick with that for now. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Because we still got one last divisive topic. We gotta.
Oh right,
So,
that's right. We have a battle.
Yeah.
But I think you're gonna like it. It's a surprise. It's the Rick and
Whoa.
Morty soundtrack.
That's awesome.
It actually is very good. I don't know if you watch Rick and Morty.
So I've actually never watched the show. Believe it or not, I know it's sacrilege. I'm sorry.
What kind of nerd are you?
I'm sorry, I just got.
Show me what you got. This is what I got.
That's awesome though. I love that. Oh man.
So so I got this because I think it was like I think this was like on Black Screen Records or something, but whatever site it was on, I saw it and I was like, I just grabbed it because it's Rick and Morty and I love Rick and Morty. And then I listened to it and I was like, holy crap, like I know you haven't watched the show, but for people in the chat that have seen it, like there are a lot of serious episodes and all of the jokes. There's always like these serious moments.
Mm-hmm.
And so half of the soundtrack is like those serious moments, those like meaningful moments. And I was like, wow, the soundtrack is really fucking good. So, and there's also a bunch of joke tracks on here. Some of the characters that like are cutesy and sing. And that's fine. I don't love those ones, but the ones that are like more like movie scores are so good. And like just the art on these, like on the sleeves and everything, like it's just so intricate.
Who pressed that one? Out of curiosity.
Who did press it?
I didn't realize that even got pressed.
Copy press this. Oh wait. Nope. I was like, maybe it says on these credits, but I don't see it.
Yeah. If not, I can look it up later. But
it's got like, yeah,
nice
it's
disc.
got like this cool tie dye. It's really good. It ends up being a really good score.
Sweet.
Dude, the
Megan
music
says
in Rick and Morty is good. Yes. But you don't think about it because it's like, it's a cartoon and it's like so silly and the jokes are like vulgar and sexual and blah, and then it's like, oh wait, no, like I feel like every episode has this like really deep section, and sometimes it's like dark, like very dark and deep and emotional, and like you don't realize that you listen to this music without the cartoon behind it, and you're like, oh my god, yeah.
Speaking of television or animated shows with soundtracks, did you see that Batman the Animated Series one get announced? It's like eight. So it's eight LPs of like every orchestrated track from the series.
From the original Batman animated series?
Yeah. They announced it during the online Comic-Con thing. It was it's actually pretty sick looking.
I loved that series. That was like my what was that, Saturday morning cartoons?
Mm-hmm.
I loved that. I loved Catwoman in that.
It's a real good one.
I love that show. That's good. So I'm gonna need that one.
Hell yeah. Had my bud Will, he said that he liked the Pokemon Soul Silver one tucked on his heartstrings.
Oh,
Pokemon has some good soundtracks.
Yeah, I have 37, and I have more like on pre-order that are coming, of video game soundtracks on vinyl. Like, isn't it amazing though how good the music is for video games?
Unbelievable.
And they're just as good, if not better, than just cinema from like movie soundtracks too.
I mean, I have gaming soundtracks that I just will listen to like on the daily, just to like help me get through the day.
Well, and I feel like a lot of them too are in a lot of ways like another character in the game. Like the music itself is a character, and has its own personality and story. So they're so good.
It builds tension.
Yeah.
Parts.
and releases it.
So I'm basically doing like a 2-for-1 for this last one because I feel like I need to. One is a gaming soundtrack, one is not.
Okay.
Gotta situate this a little. So I have shown both of these off. I showed one of them off literally last week. I just got in, but so one is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Turtles in Time soundtrack.
Yeah, I have that.
And this is from a band called Horse the Band. This is their Pizza EP. If I can figure out it. There we go. So both of these are picture discs.
Wait, I have to see the other one because I've never seen that one, the Pizza Box one.
This one, yeah. So this is a one-time pressing. Literally, in a pizza box.
Oh my god, that's so flippin' cool.
If I can open this.
Now I really want pizza.
And then...
Oh! Wait, but what is the music?
So they're like a... How do I even describe them? They're like a... Like screamo, metal, hardcore mix.
Wow.
They're known as... Their technical genre is Nintendo Core, which was... It's like kind of like a pretty terrible name for it, but... But if you like heavier music, you might dig this. So I don't know if I could actually recommend this to you, but I
don't have much that's on my note. There's very few things that are on my no play.
Mm-hmm.
Screamo is one of them.
I mean, I can share it with you anyway, and you just if you want to give it an impression.
I will absolutely still listen to it because it's in a pizza box.
And they also cover the Ninja Turtles theme on here too, so.
See, but I might give them an exception. Like I might give them a pass because if they're doing like nerd stuff, like gaming songs and stuff, it's like okay, I can connect with that.
They have like two like songs like were related to gaming. One, they did a song about Birdo, and then they did a song about Cutsman from Mega Man.
Oh my god. That's great. Yeah.
So I figured I had to show these off since you're on. You're the pizza aficionado.
I was considering bringing that one out because of the pizza, but I didn't because I was like, the music on that one, I didn't love it.
You don't like the soundtrack, really?
It was okay, but like compared to everything else I've got,
True, yeah.
It hasn't gotten that replayability that the others have.
Wait,
gotten.
so did you? So you got the picture disc?
Mm-hmm.
So you got that like first, like right when it went on sale and it sold out in like 2 minutes?
Oh yeah, that was one of those when I am 8-bit sends the email. I'm like, click, shopping cart, checkout, done. Like, same thing with they recently sent out for Ape Out. They had the I haven't played Ape Out yet, but they had the developer play the game, and like when you play it, it's supposed to like make different music, so like the music's never going to be the same.
Yeah.
But they had the developer of the game play it, and they recorded his gameplay music and pressed it. So I ordered that, and then Untitled Goose Game just got announced for a pre-order.
Yep.
So I pre-ordered that.
Which
one.
I guess it's made out of like the cover for it is made out of like recycled material or something like that, which is weird.
Which was like really cool, and also like not at all goose-like, right? Because that goose was like such a turd, but I love that game. That's so good.
Black
chat.
Black Hazard, how's it going, buddy?
Black Hazard, how's it going?
Yeah, thanks again for hanging out with us, everybody. This has been another fun chat with Nerder.
It's been a fun chat with B-Cops.
Yeah. So, one last thing that I want to touch on before we wrap this up.
Yeah.
Because you are the pizza expert.
So they say.
So
you say.
So I guess right off the rip, what is your favorite pie? What are the, because we might have to do like a tier list of toppings or something. And we could plan a whole other thing for that entirely. But what are your go-to pies?
So I'm from New England, so I tend to side with New York style.
Me as well.
That's my jam. I love that it's like, it's still doughy, but it's not too thin and it's not too thick. It's really cheesy. It's just so you can fold it. It's really oily and greasy. Oh, it's so good, you guys. But here's the thing. I love me a cheese pizza. Like I will always order cheese pizza. If it's the first time I've ever been to a pizza joint, I order a cheese pizza, because if you can't do cheese pizza right, then you can't do anything else right that's on that menu, right?
I mean, if the sauce isn't good, then you can't really like.
Right, that's the whole base. So the place has to be able to make a good cheese pizza first and foremost. And then for me, like if we're talking favorite toppings, I'm gonna get me some mushrooms and some sausage on my pizza. That's like my go-to. If I want to get really crazy, there's this pizza place in my hometown I grew up in that makes a mean mashed potato pizza.
Ooh.
It's so good. And it's like it's the dough and then mashed potatoes, they put green onions or scallions on it, sour cream, bacon bits. Oh, you guys, it's so good.
I worked at a place that did that. It was really good.
It's so good. And you wouldn't think it's good, but it's really good.
Have you ever had PB&J pizza?
No.
It's actually really good. So
What is that?
So it's basically Goober PB&J, so like the mix. You put that on the dough. Then banana, cut up banana, then cheese on top. And then you just put that in the oven. It's actually really good.
Wait, what, mozzarella?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. You had me until you put cheese on it. I don't know. Here's the other thing though, like I just got into peanut butter, guys.
Oh no, dude. Oh man, I'm really upsetting everybody.
I can't imagine. Oh, Like, it's fine. Like, all of that was fine until you melted the cheese on. And it's hot. Like, if it was cold, I could totally buy it without cheese. I don't know. I mean, I'll try it. I'll try it to know what my taste buds are going to say, but I kind of think I already know what they're going to say. Mm-mm.
I mean, it's straight up a Ninja Turtle pizza, but...
Yeah. That is definitely something Michelangelo would order.
Mm-hmm. But for serious pizzas...
Serious pizzas, no. Yeah, pizza's like always been a part of my life. We used to, my family on Sunday night was always, from even before I was born, my older siblings had this, but Sunday night was pizza night at my parents' house. So I grew up, and the pizza joint we went to was like 5 doors down from our house.
Mm-hmm.
So we would get pizza. They knew from the sound of our voice, no matter what kid was calling them or whichever parent, they would know. They would say our last name on the phone. And like, oh, we know you guys, all right, 20 minutes, you guys come pick it up. And we would sit around the TV and watch Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like we watched that stuff. So, and eat pizza. And then they had these dope, you could get pizza kits, they called them. They would give you the dough, the cheese, the sauce. And then we would make like the pizza at home. It was so good.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's one of those like I'll never get to taste it again because it's from like the place doesn't exist anymore. It's from when I was a kid. But it's like I'm like still chasing that flavor. Like, oh, I didn't know my last slice was gonna be my last slice. I want one more.
So I have like a few favorites. One of my usuals that I get is CBR. So
What's that?
So chicken bacon ranch.
Oh, okay.
So I really like that one.
Yeah.
I do enjoy a good. I mean, we're gonna have to put a poll in here pretty soon, but roni, bacon, and pineapple.
Pepperoni, bacon. Why do you gotta roll it with the pineapple?
I like it. I don't know. I like that combo, the sweet and the salty.
It's just pineapple belongs in a fruit cup. Would you put a fruit cup on your pizza?
I mean, I have to think about it.
No, to each their own. I understand people love them some pineapple on pizza. I can't do it. My taste buds don't like it. My brain doesn't like it. I don't like it. I don't like pineapple shouldn't be mixed with hot cheese.
Can I one of my mods, can we get a poll going right now? Does pineapple belong on pizza? We need to end this debate.
There is a strawberry pizza and it's supposed to be really good.
Strawberry pizza.
So here's the thing though, I've had like flatbreads that are like, fig and balsamic with like arugula and like goat cheese. Like that's all good, but when it's like a cheese pizza and you put pineapple on it, no. That doesn't go. Like, it doesn't go with the like, if it was a flatbread with, I don't know, olive oil and pineapple and, like, arugula, and if you want to put bacon on there or something, I could get down with that. But if it's pineapple on, like, a cheese pizza with red sauce, absolutely not.
All right, we got the poll up right now. Let's get the answer. Let's settle this once and for all. Does it belong on pizza?
Let me vote.
I say yes, so I gotta vote yes.
Oh man!
This is neck to
guys.
neck.
Oh god, you guys!
See, it's not as bad as you think.
It is okay. So I did a charity event.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, what are you thinking in the chat right now? I did last November. I did a charity stream for Alzheimer's, and it was like a 12-hour stream. We raised over $1,000.
Awesome.
And one of the things I had to do was like if I had a certain goal amount was on stream I had to order a pineapple pizza. Ew, you guys!
It was close.
No! Hold on. Let me unfollow, unsubscribe. I'm just joking. Follow B Cops and subscribe to B Cops. But I on stream had to order the pineapple pizza and eat it in front of everyone. It was like I did it because I had to, but it was it was disgusting. Like I just felt like the pineapple like curdles the cheese, and it's just bleh. Bleh, bleh, bleh.
Rasa relinquishes his sword.
I relinquished my sword. I mean, that's a pretty tight 6-5 though.
And Pineapple did win DSB.
This parole hearing is over.
That settled it. That settled. That was the official poll. We can't say it doesn't belong on pizza.
I want a do-over. I want a do-over. I want to count the ballots. I want to recount. Yeah, it was rigged. It's on his channel. It's rigged.
Also top tier pizzas, steak and cheese, of course.
Ooh, that's really good. Yep.
Steak and cheese pizza. Also, we got
You're making me so hungry.
we got a local spot in Providence. They do a bacon gorgonzola.
Oh, yep, that's fire.
It's straight up like, oh, I want it right now just thinking about it.
Yeah, that's really good. I love trying like interesting pizzas like that too. It's just the pineapple I can't get past.
Whatever boats your float, you know.
Yeah, but I love it. Anytime I go out to a place or like one of those like gastropubs or something, and they're doing like a crazy flatbread or pizza, like I'll always order it just because like I gotta know what it tastes like. I love it. A good margarita pizza. You know what I like? A good Sicilian. Do you ever have a good Sicilian? Like it's like thick, and it's got like a red sauce on top, but it doesn't have like mozzarella. I think they just use like Romano or something.
Tyler Berthon, thank you for the follow, buddy. Appreciate you. Welcome on in.
Tyler Berthon! Holy shit! Welcome to the stream. Tyler's dope.
Sweet. Another Gamers Haven, bud.
Yeah. Well, Tyler found me. Tyler, how'd you find me? Was it through Snarky McSharky, or was it through Jomo Senpai? I forget.
And thank you for the host as well, my friend.
Bone marrow flatbread. That's right. There's this dope place near us that had this bone marrow flatbread.
Ooh.
And they had it one time. It was like bone marrow and asparagus, I think. And it sounds weird, but it was so good. And they had it one time on the menu, and I've been chasing it ever since. Like I'm waiting for them to put that back on the menu.
There's a pub in Worcester. They do a bone marrow burger, and that's like out of this world.
Oh, God, it's so good, right?
Man, it's unbelievable. So
I'm like
good.
chasing it though. Like I haven't been able to find it again. Ugh. Oh, it's so good.
You can't knock it till you try it, Bear. And DSB, thank you so much for the 100 biddies, buddy. The Mob Psycho 100 biddies.
Woo! So much love, DSB.
All the love.
Oh, Dusty. Let's see, Tyler. Dusty recommended you. Oh, see, that brings it back to the beginning of this whole this whole stream. Was like how people find you. It's so cool.
Yeah, just a whole big circle of love. That's what this is. And a lot of fantastic streamers in the chat. Cosmocordia, Berezovsky, Rasso, Modest Mailhouse. Literally, I say this all the time. You see a name, they're an amazing human, a fantastic streamer.
I feel like
Definitely
anyone that's
some love. So
Kopp's channel, like in B Kopps's chat though, is like all good people. So you should like just all be following each other.
Yeah, just one big happy fan.
Yeah.
Pew 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 pew.
Pew 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 pew.
Twitch is awesome that I get to be part of so many amazing communities and meet the best people. Exactly, Tyler. Exactly. There's nothing but love for everybody on here, and yeah, it's really amazing, you know.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's like again, it's one of those unexpected things that came out of this whole like streaming journey. It's like, oh, cool. Who else can I meet?
For sure.
Well, it's also cool to find like-minded people too, and like people that accept you. Because I feel like that can be difficult to find, but I feel like lucky that on Twitch I've been able to find that in a bunch of different groups.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Absolutely. And thank you, Cosmocordia. Appreciate it. Love this. Getting a lot of compliments on the Hawaiian pizza shirt tonight. So
you gotta pull that one out more often. You shouldn't just save that for me. You gotta keep doing that.
Yeah, maybe. I keep the rotation going. You know, I got a different
Yeah.
button up for every interview. So.
Well, even on just your regular streams, maybe, or your regular IRL light,
Yeah.
talk.
This was my Hawaiian shirt Friday at work shirt that I
Oh, did you
that I
put that
bust
there?
out.
That's cool.
So.
That's the one thing I do miss about like being in an office. Not that I don't have it, right now, but they used to do Beer Friday every Friday, so that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like at work, that was cool.
Definitely. We need to bring that back when the office life is a thing. Yeah. We'll see, man. We'll see.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tyler.
Megan says it's hard in the area I'm in to find like-minded people.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's also hard. Like for me, it's been hard to find like gamers. I don't know. In real life, I have a really hard time finding gamers. And that's such a big part of my life. So if I think I mentioned it before, if I can't talk about games with you or comics or like nerdy shit in general, I don't know what else to talk about. That's like my life. So if I can't talk about that, then like, how's the weather? What's your favorite color? That's all I got.
Yeah, I always try my best to find something I can connect with.
Yeah.
Like back when, because I used to work at Teespring back in the day, and I admittedly haven't. I mean, we've been stuck remote this whole time, but
Yeah.
pretty much like with everyone on my team, I would like really go out of my way to like have like one thing I could connect with somebody. So I was like, all right, sports guy, cool. All right, you like anime, cool. And then so I would literally like have like, so I could have that connection with like everybody, you know?
And people appreciate that so much. It's so important. Craft Food Vinyl, you met people at a comic store. So there was one comic book day where me and CBV went to our local comic shop. And the place was really, really small. And is a line all the way in the inside. So you could only walk one way. And I was at a box. And there's a guy on the other side of the box.
Mm-hmm.
And we're both like going through it. And he looks up. He goes, Kamish! Like, I legit, this is his voice. Kamish, there's a girl in here. Like, he's looking me dead in the eye, screaming that there's a girl in here. And I'm like, my mouth just like fell open. And then CBV, who's in the chat, looked at me, laughed, and then walked away. I was left by myself. I'm like, yeah, there's a girl in here, and it's me, and I like comics. It was like the weirdest situation. But it's cool to find people on Twitch that appreciate, that a girl can game, and it's not a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Haku, welcome in, friend.
Is my girl money good here?
Where a girl?
Oh, where? Oh, that's good. If I could go back in time. I couldn't say anything because I was just like, is he for real? Like, he knows I can hear him, right? I was just like in disbelief, but yeah.
But anyway, we've been talking for a few hours now, so won't take up too much more of your time. But seriously, thank you so much for doing this, for coming on. One of the last things we like to do here is basically leave it Q&A open for anyone in the chat. If there's any last questions you have for Nerder before we take off for the night, do you have anything regarding her blog, her Twitch channel, anything? Just feel free to post it, and we'll try to answer it. So.
In his defense, he had never talked to a girl and had no idea they could hear him.
Bear was asking how you came up with your name, which you did touch on a little bit, but if you want to go into it again.
Well, I can skip over that whole story, but I did grow up with NerderSheWrote. I haven't talked about that part of the story yet. I did grow up with NerderSheWrote, so if anyone's watched that show with Angela Lansbury, so obviously, and I love puns, so part of that was
who doesn't love puns?
Yeah, and I really wanted to include something with the word nerd in it because I just identify with that, and so it just evolved into NerderSheWrote. What I didn't know until I started streaming, I don't know if you guys know the streamer Cypher. But I went into his stream, and he saw my name, and he started singing NerderSheWrote, NerderSheWrote, and I was like, oh, that's cool. He gave me like a theme song. And then other people started singing it to me that don't know him, and I was like, what the heck is going on? Why is everyone singing my name like that? Apparently, there's like this UK song, like kind of reggae, that's Murder She Wrote, and it's like about this woman named Maxine, which is similar to my name. My name's Mackenzie. And so that became a whole thing. Like, that was completely after the fact, but that's like another whole story with the Nerder She Wrote thing. I did not know it was a song until I started streaming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very, very catchy, very awesome name.
Thank you, yeah. It took a long time to get to that name, but we got there, and I'm really, I love it. I just like identify with it a lot, and I think it captures like everything I'm trying to do.
Hashtag Nerder for G4.
Yes.
Let's make that a thing.
I'm trying, you guys. Like, if I can get a gig on G4, like that's the dream. That's the goal right now, career wise.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Pizza rolls or bagel bites? That's a really fantastic question.
Ooh, bagel bites, but you gotta like crisp them a little bit. You know, I like it when they're a little crispy. So you gotta leave them in the oven longer than the recommended time.
Yeah, I'd probably go bagel bites too. That's a real good one.
I did work on a show that the cast only ate like Hot Pockets, the pizza Hot Pockets. So when the show premiered, VH1 sent us vodka, like a container, like a cooler of vodka, and then a cooler of Hot Pockets.
That's awesome.
I was like, cool. So we all had like vodka and Hot Pockets. It was great.
What if you've never had either? You've never had a pizza roll or a Hot Pocket, Bear. Interesting.
If you've never had either, just go to the bagel bites.
Yeah.
Homemade bagel bites are the bomb.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Wait, what about the English muffin pizzas? You ever make those?
I think I have, yeah.
I do that one a lot.
My dad.
Literally all the correct answers tonight. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Then
Pizza
you
rolls
looked
are
out and never had third-degree burns on your mouth. Oh, that's the best part, when you bite in and the cheese is too hot and it like gets to the roof of your mouth.
Rasso has a good point. Pizza rolls are just Italian gushers. Change his mind.
That's really funny. You remember gushers though?
I was never really a fan of gushers.
Oh,
I don't know.
We weren't like allowed to have too many sweets, so that was like a rare one when it was in the house. But man, those were good.
I think I was more of a fruit by the foot guy.
Oh, those were very good too. The molten lava.
Yeah.
French bread pizza. Oh yeah, that was good. I like the French bread pizzas too, the frozen ones. But again, that's another one you gotta leave in the oven a little bit longer. So because I like when the end the cheese would get a little brown, and I would save that piece for last.
Well, here's the question now though. What is the best just brand of oven ready pizza? Because I've always been a Red Baron guy.
So I feel like people are gonna shame me for this answer though.
Uh-oh.
I like Amy's Margarita, the organic pizza. Just because it's like healthier. And I just feel like I'm like on this, I just feel like the frozen pizzas are kind of grossing me out lately. And I feel like they're all like a bunch of chemicals.
Have you just been like consuming way too many of them during quarantine? Or?
Well, that's the problem. It's like I eat pizza like all the fucking time. And it's like I can't keep eating these pizzas that are just basically not even real food.
Just a big ball of grease.
Yeah. It's like, where's cheese on the back of the box? You can't even find like what the stuff is. Like, if I can't identify what any of these ingredients are, so I tend to go with Amy's for frozen. But during quarantine, we've been making our own pizzas, like from the pizza dough and everything. So I haven't had a frozen pizza in like months.
Shane goes, I ordered some Red Barons for my grocery pickup, and they substituted them all for Jack's. That's
it's
not an acceptable substitute.
It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
Sourdough pizza is bomb. I've never had sourdough pizza. That sounds awesome, Megan.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
But any final questions before we wrap this up, everybody? Good chat today. Good. Thanks.
Bye.
Yeah, and thanks again, everybody, for tuning in tonight. As always, these are always some of the most fun things I get to do on here. It's fun having a guest on, picking at their brain, and
this was a lot of fun. I was like super nervous before we went live, so you guys made it really cool and chill, and your community is really accepting and welcoming and very nice.
There's so many amazing folks in here that I can't express enough love to each and every one of them. So, and again, it's a pleasure to have you on, and maybe I don't know, maybe do something like this again down the line.
Yeah, I'm down.
I mean, Rasso, he was like way further up in the chat, but he jokingly said how many channel points for a tier, for like a tier list thing. I think it was a pizza tier list. I think it was what he suggested.
Oh.
I think I've lost it. But I don't know. We can plan something down the line.
Yeah,
if you'd like.
We could do a pizza stream. Pizza co-stream. Oh yeah, I just started Transistor last stream. It's hard. That game's hard. I love it though.
I think that's in my PS Plus catalog that I've been looking to try, but
the art is beautiful, the music is amazing, but the I have to learn. That's one of those that I do feel like nervous playing in front of people because I'm learning a whole new fighting system, so it's like hard to learn that on the fly while like stream with a camera on you and a chat going and stuff. I've loved it so far.
All right, guess I'm gonna be playing Transistor sooner than later.
Oh shit!
All right.
You'll do very well at it. You're like much better at those kind of games than I am.
All right, let me just.
And I think you're gonna love the music.
Yeah, I heard it was really good.
I actually got to go during PAX. I don't know which day you went on, but they had a concert at night where it's from Supergiant, and Supergiant played all of their music, and Transistor's one of them, and Austin Wintory was actually the conductor for it. So
oh wow.
So I got to see him conduct this orchestra. That it wasn't his music, but it was still cool. And so I heard the music before I played the game, and I was like, this sounds just so good. And they showed the art while the music was going, and I was like, all right, I got to play this game.
Was that on Saturday?
It must have been like a Saturday night, yeah.
Yeah.
Or either Friday night or Saturday night, but it was like one of those like late night things they had planned.
Yeah, I was really hoping that my buddies in Lame Genie were playing. It was like they played like the last like 3 years in a row, and then they didn't get to it. But favorite overall game composer?
I'm gonna have to say Austin Wintory.
Yeah.
It's so good. He's so good. Like, just Journey alone.
Yep.
Is amazing. So if I'm sure he's on Spotify, so check him out if you haven't listened to his stuff yet.
Yep. And then for me, it's Yasunori Mitsuda.
Yep.
So love me my Chrono music.
Yeah. That's I never played the game. I had a demo for it as a kid, so I would play the demo over and over again.
For Cross or Trigger?
Trigger, I think. Wait,
was it PlayStation or?
PlayStation.
All right, so that was Cross.
Oh, okay. That music is good.
Yep. That's on Spotify too.
Nice. Cool.
Speaking of which, Pirelli. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a Chrono Cross album that Shane and I both bought into, that we ordered way before the pandemic started.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So.
I love when does this happen to you? Like when a record or something comes in the mail and you're like, oh yeah, I pre-ordered this.
Yeah. I feel like lately it's limited run games.
Yeah.
So.
I bought the soundtrack to Wadham, and that just came in the mail last weekend. I was like, I don't remember ordering this. I guess I did.
Anyway, I think we're gonna wrap it up right here. Again, Nerder, thank you so much for joining in. It's been an absolute pleasure talking with you.
Thanks, guys.
And yeah, if you want to just plug all your stuff, where can we all find you?
Sure. So I stream on twitch.tv/NerderSheWrote. I usually stream on the weekends, but during quarantine, I've been doing some extra streams during the week, like this one right here. I also, you can find me at NerderSheWrote on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and I also do indie game reviews at www.NerderSheWrote.com.
Hell yeah.
So I think basically NerderSheWrote is everything. You should be able to find me there.
Awesome. And yeah, thanks again, everybody, for coming out. Cosmicordia, thank you so much for that raid earlier. Cyber King, thank you for that raid as well. Whole bunch of new friends in here. Tyler, Bears and Beats, Big RC, and Crafted Brewed Vinyl. Thank you again for for coming on in. And then DSB and Trav for those bits. So, and then a few subs too. Jordo. Yeah.
Big night.
Yeah. Real good time hanging out with everybody.
Hey, if y'all, awesome. I love it here.
And if y'all bear with me, we're going to throw a raid at somebody. Got a real good crowd today. So let's see who's on.
Guys, and stick around for the raid. There's I can't express to you enough how important raids are. It's just even if you can't stay, at least hang on for the raid itself, because you can meet so many people that way. Kopps met me through a raid. I met Megan ML in the chat through a raid. You just meet so many cool people. You never know who you're gonna run into.
Definitely.
So their raids are so important. It's not just a thing to do. It's a genuine cool way to meet people.
You know what, let's let me see. Actually, is there anyone I want to look through?
Let me see. Oh my goodness, I've got lots of people. We got Dan O'Mac is on. That's who rated Megan ML, and that's how I met her. Jax is on. Sonatina, Snarky McSharky, Justice.
Yeah. Let's throw it to Jax.
Woo! Jax is super sweet. She's very, very nice.
Yeah.
Very welcoming.
She's playing some Night in the Woods right now.
And that's how you met me, and you met Dub through her, and you met me through Dub.
Yeah, so I owe it all to Jax. So it's fitting.
We're bringing it full circle tonight.
Hell yeah! So we're gonna throw it to her. And again, thanks everybody for tuning in.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me, Kopps.
Yeah, thank you again, Nerder. And we'll be on again this Sunday. Next week is going to be the start of some N64 stuff. So Sunday we're going to be doing one shot of Kirby 64, and then starting Tuesday we're going to be going through Ocarina of Time Master Quest.
Ooh.
I've never played that version of the game, so
no way. That's gonna be dope.
Yeah, so which I guess it's mostly the same game, but remixed dungeons. But it's gonna be a fun time.
That's sick.
And of course, for all our buddies that are on later this weekend, Modest Millhouse will be on tomorrow. Rascal Plays Games will be on tomorrow or Saturday. Jay Dagner, he'll be on. Nerder will be on. Definitely check out Nerder when she's on. And yeah, thanks again, everybody. Megan, Bear, Cosmicordia, Rasso, DSB, Crafted, Shane, Jordo, B. All you guys, you're all awesome. You're all the best. So anyway, we're gonna cut out here. So and let's go say hi to Jax. So anyway,
woo, let's do it.
Catch you later, everybody.
Pew, 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 pew.
See you later. Have a good night. All right.
We did it! Yeah. Thanks, man. This was so much fun.